Hello? Hello. Okay, my mic's working. My OBS did a funny thing and deleted my audio settings. So hold on. You'll be able to hear the game in a second. I'm adjusting. Uh, desktop audio 2 can be deleted. But why am I not getting audio? Um, there's like a bunch of different audio settings here. I do not know. Default? Okay. Yes. All right. Music is live. Got it. Crank it down a little bit. The boy is back. I'm back. I'm back with some great Ace Attorney. It has been exactly 2 months since I uploaded the VOD of the last Great Ace Attorney stream to YouTube. It has been even longer since I actually streamed this game. In fact, it has been... I think the last time I did a stream that was not a group stream was May. Stream manager. That's it, right? Okay, yes, perfect. The last time that I did a stream like this, that was just a one-man... Yeah, I'll put that over there. It was just a one-man, like, just me playing a game stream was like May. Because in June I did a bunch of group Ace Attorney streams. And then in July, I did, like... Sorry, I'm just setting up. And then in July, I say sorry, I don't know if anyone's here yet. I'm trying to share the stream link. I have my other computer up for once. Oh my god, oh my god, it just like clicked that the last time I did an individual stream, I did not have this, like, new laptop. I say new laptop, it's not really all that new. It's, oh my god, I'm not even logged into Twitch on here. But yeah, last time we streamed solo was long enough ago that the VOD has been deleted. So I'm a little rusty on solo streaming, without having, like, other people to just talk, and, like, I have to fill the silence all by myself now. Oh boy. Lucky for me, I have made a little concoction, with some stuff in the garage fridge, a little concoction to drink when Mr. Funny, when the funny prosecutor man does his funny wine drinking bit, because we're about to go in to the final trial of the final case of Great Ace Attorney. Honestly, I might just put up my dashboard on this laptop. How far behind is it? There we go. Okay, that's the delay. It's about 30 seconds. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna use my laptop for chat instead of my phone for once, because I have a laptop that isn't, like, unbearably slow now. So that's cool. I gotta move some stuff around. Sorry if I just, like, banana slammed my mic into the chair. Set it down. Move this. What is holding this up right now? Oh, there we go. Okay, put this over here. I need to make sure I do not spill this glass. We made a little concoction. With some alcohol in it for once. I don't have wine. You know, the idea would have been to have him with wine, but I made an approximation. Yeah, it's whiny enough. I'm not quite as refined as, Mr. What's the prosecutor's name? Barrick Von Zeeks. Jesus, I haven't played this game in so long. The Adventure of the Unspeakable Story. trial, part 1. This is the final trial of the final case of the first Great Ace Attorney game. We'll see how much I remember. This is going to be an interesting stream. I was going to share the stream link, and I forgot to, because I'm a funny little goober. Back to Twitch. Hold on. Just go to the channel page. Fill the silence! Fill the silence! No more! I promise we'll start in a second. There's the link. There it is. Copy. Okay. I'll go back to the dashboard. Creator dashboard, yes. Okay. The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Boom. Alright. Link has been shared. And now you're live. Manage stream. I know. Oh, nice work! One person chatted in your last stream. My dashboard's like... Okay, let's do this. It only took 8 minutes to start. I don't believe this is real. I know, me neither, Jack. I told you I'd come back soon. Now, I say that I came back, after this stream, there will probably be another gap for the playing of this game. That's why I want to finish this case so I can pause the game at a spot that isn't gonna I stopped right on the precipice of like a climax and then was like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if I didn't stream this game for 3 months? So I need to rectify that at least. When I awoke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Last time on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Susato left us because she's a sussy baka. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. Okay, that's disorienting. Hold on. I can't have this open. Hide stream preview. Thank you. I'm like looking at my laptop screen and it's like a couple seconds. It's like on the last text box before this. That's gonna throw me off. I need to see the chat. Yeah, big boy chat. Big boy Chad chatting chat. What the okay, play the game. And so began an even longer day than the last, one that I would remember for the rest of my days. 17th April, 9:23 p.m. Oh boy, time to revive this voice. Good morning, Gina. It's alright, I've been doing, I have practice with the accent, because part of the reason I haven't streamed much this month is I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade 3, a game I've been very excited for. There will be Let's Play footage of that coming soon. This is my plug for that to be, like, a thing that I've uploaded. I might have already uploaded one by the time, if you're watching this on YouTube, hey YouTube! You can go watch my Xenoblade video now. I feel like a weird, like, annoying YouTube shill, so I'm gonna play the game now. So where's your friend then? I have practice, because they have the Mio in that game. You know, her in the fancy dress. Susato, however you say it, I don't know. Miss Susato had to leave early this morning. Granted, okay, my Gina voice might be a little more Mio from Xenoblade 3-esque than it was the last time I played this game, but we're gonna roll it. She was already gone by the time I woke up. You're alright with that, are you? Forget about me, if you like. Go and see her off. It's fine. It's not as though Miss Susato and I won't meet again. One day. Even so... But you, Gina. You only get one chance. One shot. This is our moment. You do all the... What is the... What? Lose yourself... Eminem. Jesus. Okay, that was botched. Alright, let's keep going. Good morning, you two! Oh boy, this voice! Haha! How are you feeling, Jenny? Did you manage to sleep? Iris! What are you doing here? What do you mean? When a friend is in need, we show our support! Isn't that right, Wacky? Meow. Meow. If I, like, push on my throat and go, meow, it sounds a little more. And then I just burp into the mic. Let's go! Waggy! Let him have a nose around. What I'm gonna do? Oh, that reminds me. I bought a paper on the way here. Now, would you like the good news or the bad news? What do you say, Bruno? Ginny? I think I'd rather get the bad news out of the way first. No, always take the good news first. It might not live to hear the bad. Ah. Yeah. Okay, I'll give you the bad news first. Wow, Gina, you've really been through some shit, huh? A record amount of rain has fallen this morning, and carriages all over the capital are struggling to move. Huh? The bad news was a weather report? So I hope that Susie made her train to Dover and that the train isn't delayed on its way to the port. Gosh, yeah. Alright then, so what's the good news? You kind of oversold the bad news a little bit. Well, the rain is forecast to subside this afternoon. So even if the train is delayed, it should be able to make up the time later. Well, that is good news, isn't it? I had 3 viewers. We're back down to 1. They didn't like the burp into the mic. I couldn't give a monkeys, really. A foreign monkey chim-chim head. And look, the trial has made headlines too. Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse plunder. See? Oh, you like that? Well, let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't, because you're covering your face. Can't what? How do you like that? Let them say what they want. See if I care. I can't. Okay. He's a little slow. We're in the first. I need 30 minutes of stream time before my brain is like, oh yeah, this is how reading comprehension works. Don't worry. Bruno will soon show everyone that this headline is nonsense. I also need a glass of my fine concoction to loosen me up a little. And then in tomorrow's papers, the headlines will be, Discharged diver is dauntless do-gooder. What are we talking about right now? Who cares? Yes, let's hope so. Of course they will. I have absolute faith in you. How was that? I was trying to sound like Susie. Did it work? Did it? Oh god, is she gonna be my replacement assistant for this trial? Oh, okay. Like she was still here. Alright, the paper is entered in the court record, so somehow the weather's gonna be relevant. Good luck, Bruno. I'll do what I can. Obviously, I don't know the law like Susie does, but still. I mean, you're Sherlock Holmes' assistant, like, detective. I would hope you have some concept of the law. Thank you, Iris. Very kind of you. Oh yeah, Iris? Yes, Ginny? Well, I was wondering, is all, about Sholmes. Did they fix him up alright? Yes, the operation was a great success, but Hurley still hasn't come around yet. Eh? I've asked a friend of mine at Scotland Yard to send a telegram for us when he wakes up. I'm sure Gregson will let us know the moment there's news. Oh, right. No Susato-san, no Mr. Sholmes. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes will make, like, a grand appearance halfway through the trial and, like, have stuff for us. Have stuff figured out. Miss Gina Lestrade, counsel for the defense, your trial is about to begin. Please make your way into the courtroom. It's time, then. Yes. Let's go, Gina. Iris. Lead the way, Bruno. Okay. Poor Gina. She's trying to put on a brave face, but I can tell she's worried and scared. I have to believe in her from start to finish. That's the weapon that will secure our victory here. If I learned anything from my great friend, it's that. Yes. Okay. So I'm messing with stream info over here. Yeah, okay, that works. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. This trial shall determine the guilt or innocence of Miss Gina Lestrade. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is ready. The defense is ready. Lord Von Zeech, my lord. Remind me, how many years ago was it that you withdrew from the public prosecution? It was some 5 years ago, my lord. Are these multiverses? I made the mistake of opening this. Oh, it's just Walter White news. Okay. I made the mistake of opening this one. Going back. Yes, and then 2 months ago you resurfaced somewhat unexpectedly. And here you are again today. Are there some circumstances of which the court should be aware that led to this erratic behavior? In what one might describe as your former life 5 years past, you dealt exclusively in matters concerned with the highest echelons of society and government. Really? Yet today you choose to try a simple case of burglary and murder. I confess I find it more than a little befuddling, Count. There are 2 types of person I count. Firstly, those wealthy scoundrels who hide behind a mask of philanthropy to cheat the public at large. He means Mr. McGill, who you defended against the Reaper 2 months ago. She's so small. Yes, I just about managed to work that out. Thank you. Magnus McGill. If I'd known what a monster he was, I never would have defended him. And secondly, even more loose. Those wily scoundrels who masquerade as allies only to effect total betrayal in the final hour. In other words, the confidence tricksters from those tiny islands in the Far East. The Nipponese. What? Did he really just say that? I mean, I know the dude's racist, but like... Yeah, okay. Total betrayal? What are you talking about? That torrid look of hatred in Von Zeke's eyes. Was that directed solely at me? Or was he just being racist? I don't know. An alarmingly scathing explanation, Lord Von Zeke. Still, the judiciary welcomes the return of the so-called Reaper of the Bailey, feared by all London's malefactors. Your lordship is too kind. Now, first, the 6 of you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people in this trial. If there are any funny, goofy... Oh my god, John Garridib is here! Are you ready to hear the evidence placed before you and determine the guilt or innocence of the defendant? Why is it like the same 6 people every time? Oh, there's like 20. The pool of jurors they pull from is like 20 total people. Like, this lady was already a juror once. This guy was also a juror, but now he's in a doctor's outfit. You were on the jury too, and then John Garridib is here. Like, this is London. There's a... How do we keep running into the same people? Former lieutenant in the British Army here, don't you know? Chaps like me were born ready. Clean crockery, clean cutlery, and a clean conscience. His lordship's motto is very appropriate here, I think. And this guy's funny. Everything will be stereoscopic in the future. Absolutely, everything. And I'm ready for it, Jesus. I don't understand it. I can't have left it there. It's not possible. What could I have? Why am I in a doctor's uniform this time? Woman, indispensable in society. Stop. The female centrifuge awaits. Stop. This guy's sauce. Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower, please. Is this guy even a citizen of this country? What is happening? Is something wrong, Reno? Not exactly. It's just... I'm fairly sure I recognize these jurors. Almost all of them, in fact. Really? Funny coincidences like that do happen from time to time, don't they? I'm not so sure it's a coincidence. But it is quite strange. The jurors are chosen at random from London's 6 million inhabitants, you know? So I've been led to believe. Something tells me I'm being duped. Indubitably. Very well. Now, Lord Van Zeek. The court calls upon the prosecution to introduce the facts of this case. As you wish, my lord. Allow me to begin with a word of warning to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. In short, there has never been a more self-evident case of cold-blooded murder. I'm going to check the court record as a reminder of what I have so far. So we got the pawnbroker's ticket, and on the back there's the picture of the cat. Then we have this, Gina's representation document. I don't know why we even have that. Then we have the other redemption ticket with Mr. Mason's blood on it. Thrice fired Mason. That's right, the murder victim from case 3. And this proves that the picture of the cat again. This proves that there's blood, this stain, like we suspected. That's right. Gina couldn't have been wearing leather gloves, could she? What? So anyway, the blood proves that McGilded was involved in this, because his victim is on here. Then 3 samples of blood. Okay, so we've got this one, which is an unknown, on the sign at the shop where the bullet was shot. Then we have this one, which is thrice fired Mason, and it was in the coat that Gina got for McGilded. I'm refreshing my memory as much as I am refreshing yours. And then we have this blue one, which is Windibank's blood from where he died. Got it. And we have this, the Hound of Baskerville's story that was being kept in the place. We have, notes about the McGilded case. Mason Milverton. Oh, thrice fired Mason, yeah. Victim deceased on the last scheduled omnibus of the day after a stab wound to the abdomen. Defendant Magnus McGild, attorney Lord Van Zeeks. Conviction was assured with 3 eyewitness testimony. Surprise 4th witness's testimony, yeah, resulted in acquittal. And then the newspaper. I really don't know why we have this, but there's something about Pop Windibank on here. Pawnbroker perishes in pick purse plunder. How awful. For Ginny, I mean. But tomorrow's headline will be Discharged Diver is Dauntless Do-Gooder, right? What is this bit? I'd like to go even bigger. Proud pickpocket protects planet post-trial. Perhaps. Protects planet? Ooh, I can't wait for tomorrow now. Okay, is there anything else interesting on here? What is this? There's a sensational story lower down the front page as well. Look. Ministry Mole. Classified secrets may have been leaked overseas from Ministry of Justice. Is that the traitor stuff Von Zeeks was talking about? Huh. It's about secret communications between Great Britain and its allies. Apparently they're being intercepted by hostile nations. Communications are being intercepted. But how would somebody be doing that? That's the question, isn't it? I've come up with 3 different possible methods so far. Are you looking for a new career, Ruby? No, of course not. I wonder. Perhaps this is what Lord Strongheart was talking about yesterday. Yes, it could be. And it could explain why he has Gregsy running from pillar to post at the moment. Okay, that was some valuable information we just got. Alright, let's continue this case. We really don't have that much evidence to go off of yet. The victim, Mr. Pop Windibank, proprietor of a pawn shop on Baker Street, was shot from behind and died instantly. The prosecution presents this photographic print of the crime scene. That's a nasty little bull. As the court would observe, there is a single bullet wound just below the gentleman's left shoulder. The evidence suggests that the bullet pierced the man's heart, resulting in near instant death. Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. And that's rising? Wait, a rising diagonal trajectory? It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself. Someone like the accused, you might say. Oh! The prosecution wishes to present the autopsy report and crime scene photograph as evidence, my lord. Indeed, the court accepts. Hand them to the bailiff, please. The autopsy report has been entered into the court record. The crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. Okay, wait, I need to look at this. So, he was shot, instant death, time of death 1:30 a.m. A rising diagonal trajectory. See, that to me doesn't say shot by someone shorter than him. That says shot from like a low angle for some reason. Like, that's all that, I don't know why that would be, but he was shot in the back from a low angle, which could be her, but I mean, we're assuming it's not, so I'm like, we'll figure it out. Getting back into this. Alright, let's look at this crime scene photo real quick. So he gets shot from diagonal below, he falls. There's the blood. Okay. I now ask the court to turn its attention to this plan of the establishment where the incident occurred. These drawings. The proprietor was found in the storeroom where he kept articles pawned to him. A windowless room with a single point of entry. A door to the main shop, which was found locked. In this sealed chamber, there were only two persons present. The victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the accused. Oh! It may further interest the court to know that when the accused was discovered at the scene, she held in her hand the gun used to fire this fatal bullet. The fatal bullet, rather. Well, that's that then, isn't it? There's nothing more to say. That probably little girl a pickpocket anyway. She's one of those filthy crowds that lives in the slums of the East End. What are the jurors waiting for? The girl's guilty as hell. We can't jump to conclusions here. We mustn't assume her guilt because of what she has to do to survive. Oh boy. It's time for my it's time for the line. My learned Nipponese friend. It is you who mustn't jump to conclusions. The prosecution has barely begun presenting its case. Not quite the best line, but it will do. Conveniently, this appalling act of murder did not go unobserved. There were witnesses. Good gracious! After that testimony, this girl's true nature will be exposed. Pitiful pickpurse. Here's to establishing the truth. This is a Truly and pomegranate juice. It's the best I could do. Did not have wine. And this stream was very impromptu, so I couldn't go out and get some. The court will take the floor plan and firearm into evidence. It honestly doesn't taste like it kind of tastes. Hand them to the bailiff, please, Lord Bonchy. Like cheap wine. At once! At once, my fuck. Is video buffering? No, it's not. Get out of here. What is this? My dashboard. Is it buffering? I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. Nobody said anything in the chat, so. Winterbank's revolver has been entered into the court record. That isn't good. I feel like the mood in here has turned very gloomy money all of a sudden, Reno? What did we just get added? We got the gun, but we also got the floor plan. Okay, cool. I think it's because it has. We've been here for 5 seconds and it's already time to get rid of the coat. Let us begin! Let's go! Bring forth the witnesses to the most foul murder of Mr. Pop Wintereg on 16th of April this year. God. Who are these two sussy guys? Oh no. Witnesses, state your names and occupations. The name's Nash Skokin. Occupation is, baddie. Professional baddie. Name's Ringo Skokin. Occupation's, same as him. Device Gregson. Scotland Yard Inspector. That's right. Well, what they call... These characters are funny. The 3 Skokin brothers. Am I supposed to be one of the Skokin brothers? What are you looking at me like that for? Don't know me in with your lot. I'm a cop. Oh, blimey, that's cold. Don't you know what we're going through? It's our older bruv. Lost contact with him we have. So we're scouring every shady corner of the capital. And then last night we come across you. The very spit of the bloke. Isn't that right, Ringo? He is, Nash, he is. The very spit of him. So we decided there and then what we was gonna do. We was gonna call you. These cartoon characters. Big Bruv Shoki! Come on, leave it out, you two. Sulky Skulkin? That's before he's running out of chips. Run out of chips. Well then, Inspector Sulky Gregson. Begging your pardon, my lord, but the name's Tobias. What I would like to know, Inspector, is what you are doing in the witness stand. The Skokin brothers are currently under arrest, on suspicion of theft. Okay, one of the Skokin brothers is absolutely short enough to have, like, shot up at Winterbank, so I don't... Why are they not under suspicion? Like, they're more criminal than Gina. Thieves, are they, these 3? No, my lord. Begging your pardon, but please don't lump me in with this lot. I like this bit of Gregson being lumped in with the thieves. 2 nights ago, these 2 brothers illegally entered an establishment with intent to burgle, and in the course of their nefarious activities, they became embroiled in a far more sinister crime. By Jove, you mean to say, what an extraordinary coincidence! It's 100% a coincidence that 2 thieves were at the store when a guy got killed, like... Indeed, my lord. While attempting to burglarize the pawnbrokery, they witnessed its proprietors. Oh my god, dude, he's literally on a box! That guy could have shot him! That guy could have shot him! Order! The various trespasses of these brothers is not the subject of today's proceedings, though they will naturally face trial in the very near future. With your lordship's permission, I'd like to remain in the stand to keep these gents on the straight and narrow. Of course, Inspector. Skeptical as I am about the caliber of these witnesses, I will permit them to take the stand. Mr. and Mr. Skook, you will now testify before the court. I'm gonna like these guys. They're already funny. Describe the events. Me too! Cause a Skokin's never spoken! Get out of it! Oh, I love these guys. S tier game characters. Illegal entry. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the Gap store was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we go inside, core blimey lummy, we heard she got shot from the back. Core blimey lummy. We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. Oh, we never done nothing, governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet. A terrible coincidence, it would seem. precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom was indeed locked from the inside. See, that's the point that makes them not suspect as thieves. But, I mean, I don't know. Plenty of things could happen. Only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. It always does, Judge. It always does. Counsel? Yes. What's the matter, Bruno? Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. I know that it's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Cross-examination. Illegal entry. We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours and the gas door was ajar. Hold it! That's not a lie. The front door of Windibank's was ajar, you say. What time of night was this? Must have been about 1, right, Bingo? Yeah, I'd say so. Tell more voices are ever changing, right, Stonky? How would I know? The place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town. Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo? I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Stonky Meal Mucker? Sullenly eats chips. There definitely was a small lamp burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of a gun trained on the unfortunate victim. Objection! Objection! That is pure conjecture. Ha! Perhaps. But it changes nothing. These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the establishment open and ventured inside. Right! That's what happened! That is not what happened. It's not some kind of sign. Begging us to go in at once. What are you trying to suggest? You had to go in? Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they, Rick? They do, Nash, they do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon. God's will often presents itself at the whim of thieves, does it? As the whim of thieves. It wasn't no whim. I'm dead sure of that. It was, Nash, it was, like we said at the time. You don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no 2 ways about it. There was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside. They're not very good liars, are they? Well, you can't deny it. And that is to a bloke what looks like just like our brother. I said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. Cope. But once we got inside, cool blimey lummy. The gun shop was back. Hold it! The gun shop was just after they stepped inside. Just the one. Are you sure about that? Were there multiple gun shops? I mean, there was signs of a single discharge. That does track. But, okay, but there's also the bullet. Hold on. There's this bullet, which suggests more than one shot. But I don't know if I'm ready to present that. Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bro? The firearm used belonged to the victim himself. Yes, Mr. Windibank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter. Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds. Out of rounds? Mr. Bank? Oh, right, he only kept a single bullet. Okay, so that's not a contradiction. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged. No, I don't think we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. problem, though, is that this statement doesn't specify one gunshot. So I'm not sure if I can present this here, especially since the evidence isn't even the bullet, it's the blood sample. So I'm gonna press more statements before I do that. Wait, okay. Hold it! Was locked, but the door was locked from the inside. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the store? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Dude, I've been there. I've been there, man. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door. That is the store. Of course there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by. And the door was something. The door was hidden behind a curtain and all. That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door?
Ready?
How you liking the trial so far? I'm enjoying it. Jack, I love the Skulkin brothers already. They're very funny. Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot.
Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah, I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal. Am I right?
They're funny. I just like funny side characters. I'm a little concerned about... They were showing the jury... They were talking about the jury earlier, and I was like, if a Garadib is on the stand, and then they zoom out, and John Garadib is in the first seat, and I'm just like, Garadibs! Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways to hearing a gunshot and scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter information. My learned Nepalese friend did not see. Alright, somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night.
Thank you, counselors. So, I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses.
Oh, we never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing.
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story?
Well, it was bedlam soon as, wasn't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull my dukes out, my looks and lockets.
So with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, as you said.
That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out me lucid locket.
Alright, I get it, dude. You clearly like us to believe.
Eh? Come again?
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night. Did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person?
Saints alive! They fired a gun, you say? Ah!
Blimey, Governor!
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
Oh my god. It was actually. Get owned.
Why, the bleeding over.
Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun, and as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Sherlock Sholmes. They shot the great Mr. Sholmes. I did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. The great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale! On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. The Skulkin brothers' gun has been entered into the court record.
Wine time.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend.
Yes. Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence.
Bravo!
Well, yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Objection! Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of its rash claim, I have evidence. We'll have no choice but to toast to your incompetence and move on. That's fine. I have evidence.
The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm and the pawnbroker shot them?
That's easy. The blood sample. This bullet, the bullet right there. Cool. Present.
Take that!
Why didn't the music stop? The evidence is in this portfolio.
What? What on earth have you there?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Okay, this is correct. Not trusting the police to do the job they've trained to do. However, well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio.
And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein?
Yes, my lord.
No more dallying then, counsel. Present that evidence at once.
This one. The
Take
one
that!
with the bullet in it.
What is that? Explain.
It's a photographic print taken at Windibank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident.
From the scene of the crime, is it?
I feel like the stream player is just falling more and more behind. I don't know if it's my player being slow or if the stream is actually like behind. I have no idea. I mean, usually I don't even look at it, so like, I'm just gonna hide it. And if you're watching right now and you're hearing me, if you hear me say, never mind. I'm not gonna say the funny thing of it. It's just message in chat when you hear me say. When you hear this part of the stream, you'll know how far behind me.
Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged.
Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windibank's calendar. I'm gonna turn on the lights before it gets like mega dark in here. Hold on. Calendar. Granted, we have one viewer, so you know they might not be exactly chatting right now. They might not be exactly chatty right now. It looks like we're caught up, and they're just not exactly chatty. I hope you're enjoying the stream regardless. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. Yeah, calendar shows that date.
The incident occurred 1 hour after midnight. But this indicates that a separate shot had been fired some time after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
I don't have enough room for my mouse. That's right. While it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbroker's night. Ah!
Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Bonzies?
Wait, okay, he's drinking the wine. Hold on. He's drinking water. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, Prosecution has no objection. What? Alright, not going to throw my glass. But you'll forgive me for flinging my hollow jealous aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Eh? Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get into them details.
Oh, they're making deals with the...
Kill him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight.
Well, I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zeeks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. Oh, that gulp of the stuff. Throat is like, what are you putting into me right now? It would seem that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word. My learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. I'd like to say it learned itself. What do you mean? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact.
To what fact do you refer?
As has been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, that shot found its target in Mr. Shaw. Then clearly, these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting of the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Winterbank at all. They could have also... I don't know. I don't think that the goofy ass like thief guys are the killers, to be honest. Like, but they're certainly sus. They point to something larger going on here. What is this? What are they doing? They have their own handshake.
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
Oh, the little one looks so cute. He's so like, I'm happy.
We did, Nash. We did. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder. Catalog, eh, fellas?
Oh, moving forward now, bruv.
Now, let us take the moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Sherlock Holmes. It would seem that the man who patronized the pawnbroker in some way... What? I butchered the lie. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery. Eccentric? Says who? Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What does that come from? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. The prosecution has obtained the photograph. That's what I've been wanting to have these photographs the whole time, but I guess he took them. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Okay, 8 p.m. nothing. 8:30 nothing. 9 p.m. nothing. There's not going to be anything to like... As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in a quite desultory fashion. Desultory? I don't know what that means.
Rather proud of it, I think.
In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer to the court the plan of the premises, the respective positions are here and here.
You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I fail to see how that would help. In my scene, I don't know what shop that did. How the anticipated thief conducted his activities. Many 30-minute interviews.
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers. On the night in question, the witness is currently in the... everybody points out the flaw in Sholmes' like automatic photo system like immediately. It's like on the one hand, you have it taking photos every half hour, so if somebody squeezes in during the half hour, it doesn't help. But on the other hand, if you had it taking photos more frequently, that'd be even more like photographic print that the guy would have to pay for. So it's just not a good system. But whatever. On the night in question, the witness is currently in the stand. We're not caught on camera.
Hey, that's a bit of friar talk, eh, bro?
Lady Luck has a scoop. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing?
Eh? Must have been just after 1. Right, Bob?
Hog face.
Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, she's got 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. The jury has been, like, oddly quiet in this case. What scene might we expect to see within the show? Let us examine the evidence. 1 a.m. Oh, no.
Good lord! It's the defendant! Miss Gina Lestrade!
Why?
As the court can clearly
see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter, no doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his store.
Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence.
That is some, bad evidence. Me no likey. In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Winterbank. Ah! I say, my lord. Is that Gina? No, it's not. It's John Garrett. God damn it.
I say, my lord.
Wonder if I might put in a word at this point.
Go ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a bally bullet to the knee in the button of my wind. 1880, don't you know? Is he old enough to have been alive in 1880? Isn't he like weirdly, like, younger than he looks? He's not in the courtroom, so it's... Decorated forward and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Why does this matter?
Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life.
Yes, we know. I was there when your wife was on trial. How is this relevant?
We'll all go down together, you mark my words. One for all, and all for one.
Alright, I'm pulling another round because this guy's in my courtroom again. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garradib Squadron's position, sir.
What? No. It's too soon to make a judgment.
Status report for the court, men! On the double!
His lordships insist on promptitude at all times. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as... I already forgot the voice for this guy. I could reach out and touch it.
I wouldn't have left it in there, I just wouldn't.
What is what is he talking about? Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth is now undenied. I like that she's using a different form of, like, recording device this time.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky.
Oh no. Oh no. He's the third Skulkin brother. He's the third Skulkin brother. Oh boy.
I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
He sounds like a resident. He sounds like the Resident Evil 4 like shopkeeper.
Oh, no, what are you buying?
Like,
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already.
That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned. But Ginny didn't shoot him! No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert it's something. It's normal, the thing we usually do when they all decide they don't like us anymore. So you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir.
Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
I'm gonna, like, burp again. Please don't do it.
Ugh.
Okay. The water subsided it. The juror's contention. All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketeer. Pickpocketeer? What? Oh, that's not a word. Okay, whatever. As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated. I think you'll find that if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out.
If I have left it in there, I should think there will be repercussions.
Wait, this guy's on a completely different brain wavelength. Mind made up. Stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop.
In motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are it.
Yeah, he only cares about the brothers. Like, he's the third Skulkin brother. This is gonna be a dumb reveal later.
The circumstance of the crime and the evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
The storeroom, locked from the inside, in which the victim and the accused were discovered alone, and in the accused's hand the fatal revolver, firing of which was, there's the burp, heard by these witnesses. Not to mention this print.
Take it from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the volley trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Solms. Oh dear, Hurley's cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you. You might even say you're running up that hill.
But Gina didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see. Agreed.
You have the floor, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Oh yes, the bit where he walks around. I like this. The frickin' Skulkin.
And all the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocketeen.
As a housemaid, she'd like to see all the filthy eyesores promptly and eyesores promptly and originally. That's a filler dialogue. When you look at the photograph in stereo, let me look at the photograph. There's a slip there. This notepad is definitely another piece of evidence we have, right? Not that one. No. Well, it's a pawnbroker ticket, I think. Or, hold on. No, that's not a pawnbroker ticket. This is a ticket. Let's examine the gun real quick. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of the cylinders. Yes, which tells us only a single shot has been fired. Oh, that would disprove that they shot Windibank, yeah. Okay. It's the same dialogue. Is there anything else? Just the one. Okay. Cylinder is completely empty, only with a single bullet loaded. How do we know this is the murder one? Let me look at the... We don't technically know that's the murder. Okay. This goofy ass dude. So this guy's talking about, like...
Hold it!
I don't know why. What exactly have you been muttering about this whole time, sir? You keep talking about having left something.
Ah, I'm so sorry. You can probably tell I'm a surgeon.
A surgeon? That totally passed me by. I guess I should know what the doctor said.
Of course, people conducting the surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no. Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field.
So what is it you think you've left behind?
Oh, well, that's a little embarrassing.
He left something in someone. Yeah, okay. Standard thing went into the abdomen.
Okay, well, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
Surgeons.
That's what's been troubling me this whole time. I really have left my scalpel inside the fellow's belly. No, of course I couldn't.
Alright. This is completely irrelevant and pointless information. Let's go. No, dude, I don't... Oh, menace. Okay. Mind made up, stop. Global radio transmission of verdicts of law.
Hold it!
So much, all of what they're saying is so, like, irrelevant. I don't know how to, like, pit them against each other. Sorry, radio transmission? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from Japan. All communication with Far Eastern nations used to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers may take more than a month to complete their journey. Ah, but now we have the electric telegrams. We can send messages using electric signals. Alright, is this relevant? Cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Really hot here. The alcohol's getting... Radio transmission is the future. Stop. Messages carried over airwaves to four corners of the globe. Stop. Excitement is growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear your fingers. Era of wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technical revolution. Stop. And people say inventions like the stereoscope at the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. Silly Okay. This is...
Excuse me!
I don't know how any of this is relevant, but, like... Let's follow this, I guess. Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming. What?! Do you perhaps have something to say about your juror number 5, Dr. Mark? As if I couldn't guess.
Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on, I dare you.
Goodness, are you talking to me? I think you just might be, yes.
You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you? Huh? Absolutely. I mean real. Machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes? To look at the world around you, it's all 3 dimensions.
A great way to appease the man.
No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. You just don't know!
Pardon?
I think you'll find that where viewing a photograph through a stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate.
Can we just use your thing to look at the crime scene photograph through the stereoscope? That's what we're building to, right?
If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that you could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you'd never even noticed before.
Yes, I do have prints that we can look at with the stereoscope. Many of them, one of which is the crucial evidence piece.
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then. I'd like you to demonstrate. Just give me one more print. Okay, so we're using this one. And what other prints do I have? This one? Like, these don't exactly, like, line up. Hold on. I feel like I might have picked the wrong one. Wait! The cat.
Take that!
That's... What do you mean, one more print. Oh no. Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how a stereoscope works? You need 2 photographs, yeah, I know. The cat. One for the left eye, one for the right, yeah. Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph. No, I think you'll find it. Was that like a staged failure? Because I didn't get a strike and then we're moving through things still. But the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints. Thanks for the friendly explanation. Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then. Okay, so that did not give us any information. Cool. Oh, but now he has different text. He has another shot. No, okay, what? If I can't change the minds of more than half of these 6 jurors... alright. I'm pressing this sus guy at the end to see what he does.
Hold it!
Please tell me you're not Violin Bolshevik? The Russian Revolution? Oh god, he does look like that guy from the second case.
Revolutionary. Ah, I believe there is such a rumor.
So he's not the third Skulkin brother? He's a Russian revolutionary that the girl was disguising herself as case 2? Why is he here?
As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal.
Your words, not mine. I want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary. Murderer. Autocrat.
And which glove? Okay, why is Violin Bolshevik?
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take bus to Crystal Tower.
Why? How did this guy end up on the jury? Did he just walk in here? Did he just walk in here and they're like, the 6th juror hasn't shown up yet, go join them? Are you him? Like...
To be treated like a vicious criminal.
It is very painful. He's either actually Violin Bolshevik or he's the 3rd Skulkin brother. I don't even know anymore.
So I have much sympathy for these brothers. People say they are criminals only because of how they look. The Skulkin brothers.
Yeah, maybe they went inside pawnbroker's shop, but they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say. All what I want to say. The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night? Alright, well, first of all, that's one not-so-little misunderstanding I'll need to clear straight away. Tell me something, Iris. The jurors are chosen at random from the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Yes! It's amazing, isn't it? In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them? I don't know. Wish I knew. Why is he here? Okay, okay, so, the evidence clearly points to the finger death of this filler dialogue. Needed another shot from a slightly different location. No, I want to read his, but I keep forcing the button. 4, 5, 6. In Motherland, we say never judge by clothes, judge by head. I am convinced brothers are innocent. That... Press the number 2 statement, I guess?
Hold it!
Weirdest. Polishing the bench, I see. Again. Maid's work is never done. Okay, filthy eye scores, placeful beggars, the earth. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all this black slum would be this to have people like the great detective. You're referring to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rand's magazine in between my duties. We should turn her against the thieves because they shot Herlock Sholmes. Wait, what? Mr. Sholmes, a maid? What are you talking about? He should be declared an honorary maid of the capital because he cleans up London's streets. Gutter scum having the audacity to shoot our very great detective. Minor detail. It was the two brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, this might be an idea to get our facts straight away. Yes, alright. I should amend a statement. Okay, now it's useful. The brothers are the scum of the earth. And that's where we pit her against this guy, who loves the brothers.
Objection!
And then we get them to argue. And these two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord! Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh, my statement? Contradictory? Contradict. C-O-N. Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouth.
This frickin' guy. Juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear.
Abdomen.
Sir?
Sorry, my English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear? Oh my God, why is this guy on the jury?
Forgive me, I did not hear. Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of person body containing stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should stay in plain English. I am Russian, not native speaker.
You thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again?
So, you are telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying? They said before we never done nothing, but truth is they shot detective. Ah, this is double negative.
Yes, that's exactly right. We already established this information.
Lying is wrong, especially when lie is said by person who look like criminal.
What happened to being, like, What happened to being, like, not prejudiced, dude?
This means that when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also big fat lie. Is this true?
Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so...
Enough! I trust no one now!
It's not the mouse's fault. God damn. The reason these trials are like an hour longer than the ones in regular Ace Attorney games is just because we have to deal with the dumb jurors. Like... Ah. With the prints from Hurley's red-handed recorder. If you compare the print that pictures Ginny, and the next print from an hour and a half later, you'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Tut. Calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. And then we'll have two prints and we can use the stereoscope. Yeah. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. So this was after Hurley was shot. As far as I can tell, nothing has been taken. It does seem to be the case. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing.
So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot men, but they stole nothing.
It would seem so, yes.
Good.
No, not good.
You were right. I did not understand the situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very, very important to continue with trial.
Okay, well, at least this guy is voted to keep going. Feeling bullshit. Russian revolutionary, understand. He's not a citizen! Why are juries like this? Okay. Alright, no, I don't, what? I clicked on something. Hold on. Not on here on my laptop. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Yeah, well done, Runo. The balance is shifting. Well, if it's a start, I suppose. But there must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. If I can do that, we just might turn the situation into our favor still.
Thank you, counsel. Continue with the summation examination, and kindly hand that new photographic print to Bailey.
Okay, so this is what we're going to use with the stereoscopic guy. Yeah.
Hold it!
They really show up new clues, though. Don't know unless you try. Yeah. How about this print here? It should do the trick, I think. Okay, this one. Yes. This
Take
one.
that!
Take that. Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this photographic print? Of course I can. Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate. We just didn't have the evidence yet last time. And then this one.
Take that!
Alright, these 2 prints were both taken by the same camera. Yes, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer. Do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle? I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. Granted, that was 3 months ago when we did the last stream. The left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. Then when your brain merges the 2 images together, it notices the shift as if it were depth. So when the 2 images are merged together, it'll be clear if something was taken. Yeah. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then?
Oh no, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally, anyway.
Oh. Oh! Of course, now I see. Ah, I think the young girl has discovered something. I have! Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me? Oh my god. Have another look at these 2 pictures from Hurley's camera, Runo. Go on! Can you see that there's a really obvious difference? Of course there is. There are 2 people in the first and no people in the second. Well, yes, you can see that straight away, but now, try looking at the pictures in 3 dimensions. Alright, I'll give it a go. Cross your eyes. It'll do it for me, right? I don't know what I feel like. Ah! I see it. I crossed my eyes a little bit. Did you see it properly? Yes, I saw it. What's going on? The things on the counter sort of jump. That's actually not what I was looking at. The judge going cross-eyed. Yes, that's it, you see. That's the other amazing power of stereoscopes. That's the amazing power of the 3DS.
Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you, eh?
I think you'll find if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope. Okay, alright. Yeah, 3DS funny. 3DS funny. The slight shift in the positions of certain okay. So those objects have scooted. I wasn't even looking at that. I was looking at the broken lamp. Like, the lamp's normal here, and then here the lamp's broken. That's what I was looking at. I was not looking at these objects having, like, moved. I feel like that's something that is actually hard to see if you're not playing on the 3DS. Like, there must have been a slight shift in their positions. Like, I don't really see the shift. But it's fine, because the game didn't make me, like, figure it out. The game was just told me what I was supposed to be seeing.
Now hold the fire there, sir. Get a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. But why does the devil does the shift between the 2 prints exist in the first place?
Probably just got bumped. I don't know. I'm more concerned about the light at the bottom. Just think it through, step by step. The first photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then 30 minutes later, the second photo was taken. But the position of some items on the counter appears to have shifted slightly in the interim. So that means that someone must have tampered with the things.
Zookers!
Zoinks! Zoinks, Scoob! Someone tampered! New information. Stop. Not mentioned in testimony so far. Stop. Yes. We've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems, but I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
By who? Who's suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift. Is it the funny Skulkin brothers? Or is it Windabank? Hold on, wait, let's actually look at the... I can't look at it. Great. Alright, well...
Take that!
Funny bad guy? It was the witness is currently in the stand. The Skulkin brothers.
Wait! This does not agree with what's said before. They said they did not even have time to want dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrase book says dukes is meaning hands and Lucy Lockets is meaning pockets. But is this another lie? Is this what you are saying?
The Russian guy is funny. Yes, I'm afraid so.
Yeah, oh, hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
The accused is a common pickpurse after all. Perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely.
And why?
Exactly. As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windabank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interest lay within the storeroom, not in the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts from their testimony. Bum bum dun dun bum 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 da da. Come in, got trash. The Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better. In fact, worse than a pickpurse. Believe these brothers were looking for something. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves?
Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more from the shady pair.
Let's go! He headbutted the flame for some reason. Why? Did he not clean his hands after the last surgery? Can you all see now? I think you'll find stereoscopes aren't playthings. You've seen their extraordinary potential firsthand. This guy doesn't care about whether they're guilty or not. He just wants to do the stereoscope. Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. Will return home via Regent Street. Shop. Stop. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, it seems this trial has yet to run its course. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have declared their inclinations via the mighty scales of justice. I hereby call this summation examination for conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty. 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus, and I order this trial to continue.
Yay! Well done! Oh, by the way, you should hold on to this, Bruno. Never know when it might come useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. Alright. Stereoscope has been entered into the court.
Lord Von Zinks, you will instruct the witnesses that the court demands additional testimony.
I'm sure it won't spoil the bouquet to do so. At all. I've won myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities that night. But I won't stop probing until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Let's go! Bam 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 to be continued. Do 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 do. I'm gonna go see if I can get some snacks real quick. Pretzel snacks have been acquired. We will now continue. Let me open the bag first. Loud bag crunching noises incoming. Alright, there we go. Hold on, let me... Alright, let's get this
Let's get this show on the road. Yeah, I was definitely feeling stomach empty a little bit. It was fatiguing me. We're on part 2 of the trial already. We're making good time.
Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. I've retrieved my snacks, and now, witnesses, you will now retake the stand.
I hope you realize that every time Gregson bites out of the chips, I will be taking a bite of my pretzel.
I presume you heard the defense counsel's summation examination?
Oh, yeah, Governor.
Oh, I did, Gov, I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
Echo, blimey.
This is gonna be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibank.
Well, it was bedroom soon as, wasn't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes on me Lucy lookets.
However, that was a lie. You brothers,
Oh, blimey.
on the night in question, you rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
We never done nothing of the sort.
Oh, do you figure that out?
Freaking wide mouth open pog faces. I just want to, like, stick the pretzels in their mouth. I want Gregson to, like, shove his chips in their mouth. And then they start, like, flailing around.
You will now give formal testimony once again. Your papers are good. You will tell the court precisely what happened on the night in question, and this time you will tell the truth. And I will continue to consume.
Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may deal a crushing blow to your chance of ever seeing the light of day again. Ah.
Oh, oh!
A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov. We hear ya.
We'll blab, we'll squeak, we'll peach.
Witness testimony. Illegal entry. The whole truth.
All right, we did knock a few things over, but we weren't rifted for nothing.
It was when we heard the gunshots, see, made us both jump and all that
Stuff went flying. Lummy, it didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shoot would come out the door and get us next.
We stuck everything back where we found it and stopped it.
Straight into him in the black. We could have shot the pawn. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. See, we never even had a chance, did we?
Okay, so they hear a gunshot, they freak out, then we would have heard the gun. None of this makes sense.
You did indeed ransack Mr. Windibank's countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no.
That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Oh, sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash, we don't. Can't make us sound a bit more... Can it make us sound a bit more cutthroat?
It can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibank's that night. There's more to their testimony than meets the eye. I'm sure of it. that's the case, why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place?
Well, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? Squeak, squeak.
We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good.
Well said, Mingo, me old China. We'd only land ourselves in even more trouble.
And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done.
Ah, well,
That's rotten luck.
Robbie Rotten says the rotten apple.
Witnesses, explain your actions. Why did you ransack the victim's counter?
We never ransacked nothing.
Why, Nash, why?
Well, like we tidied the place up.
That's the thing they said later.
Hold it!
The shooter come out the door thing. The timeline's weird there. Like, it almost implies they were only in this store for like a minute. So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then. Yeah, because they claimed they tried to open the door. This is...
It went deadly quiet after that, it did.
Put the wind right up me.
Right up me ass. But anyway, the door was locked, wasn't it? No way that was open.
Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside, or so we've been led to believe.
It was, Gov, it was, from the inside.
Right, so we had no way of knowing what was going on in there, did we?
This Steam notification. My Chinese penis is now playing Crusader Kings 2. I know who that is, too. One of my friends always changing his name to stupid shit like that. Anyway, unless there was some other way to get a view of inside the storeroom. Like through the keyhole, or a spy hole, perhaps? What are we talking about? It was locked from the inside.
Don't ring no bells, don't light no lights. We're still cutting our teeth in the game, see? We weren't paying attention. We'll really cut the mustard.
Please, cut it out. Gregson's just like here, dude. Like, man not talking. But as we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there unconscious, with the gun in her hand. Hold on. To confirm, would it be correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom? It's hard to, like... other streams I can munch more, but I'm literally, like, talking non-stop in these ones, and reading dialogue. So it's like, I can't, like, I have to strategically find moments where, like, it's transitioning to another visual, and, like, rapidly chew and eat.
Couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
Okay, but... couldn't have shot the phone broker, see? We never even had a chance. We snuck everything back straight into him in the black.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, yeah, we was a bit hasty there.
We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when you all turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't put a loaded gun in your hand.
Good advice, miss. Good advice. No cap. No cap detected there.
Truth be told, my mind went totally blank. Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand. Mental don't made, miss.
After that, we legged it down the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the goblins or something, so they clapped the dobbies on us like winking.
There was like 8 different slang terms in that line. And after you'd been handcuffed, The police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well, yeah. Yeah. But listen, that proves it, doesn't it? Eh?
Fuck their animations. Couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. See, we never even had a chance, did we? Hold on. I didn't press this.
Hold it!
So, you didn't try to... No, I did press this one. I did press this one. I did press this one. This is my chance to eat while they do the funny mustard dance again.
Hold it!
Never had a chance to shoot them.
The place was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the store, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Winterbank. Correct?
You got it, mister. Down to a T.
So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Winterbank. Is that really true? That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony? What is it, Bruno? You look very fierce. Slay? I could pour you some herbal tea if you're tired. You want a pretzel? Oh, thank you, but I'm fine. Being such a logical thinker, you'll probably laugh. But I feel as though these brothers are still hiding something. It's nothing more than a feeling, though. I have no proof. Well, feelings can be very logical at times. People's expressions, the movement of their eyes, the words they choose. You can take all that in and your brain will quietly analyze it to come up with a feeling like you described. You've concluded that there's something sus about this testimony without knowing why, that's all. I think you should trust your instincts. Iris, thank you. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, I must be 5. Rifle. Let me look at the evidence. You have to pocket your 2 prints in there. Okay, so that's just the stairs. Alright. Curious about this broken lamp. They never saw Mr. Winterbank. I feel like that's the conflict, is that they did at some point see Mr. Winterbank, but I don't know how to prove it. That's not helpful for this. Oh yeah, there is like a slight Among Us! Those are shoes, but... Imposter Among Us! Oh, I did it! I made the obligatory Among Us reference! Alright, I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, there's a cute dog. I really don't. Hold on. Slips of paper. I wanna, like, look at the 2 photos side by side. There's a slip of paper there. No, it's still there. This is not helpful. Okay. We did knock a few things over. We weren't rifling for nothing. I haven't pressed this one yet, so. So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter?
Well, it shocked one of us that much, yeah. This bag of nerds needs to learn to keep his shirt on. Look, it was loud, alright? Blimey, my dead granny would have woken up with that bag. Big Real got scared. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, a skull, and whatnot.
They got tangled in some marionette what knocked over a picture frame what knocked them scales on the floor.
You've really mastered working quietly, then.
What a racket. Me granny would have been scared back into her grave in a clatter like that.
So in short, man, everybody on my team is playing games. Oh, Gregson?
And then some. I wouldn't mean it was quiet as a mouse, and all of a sudden.
That's such a funny animation. Sorry, I just shoved like a shit ton of food into my mouth. I saw him doing that animation and I like lunged for the pretzel.
Excuse me.
What's up, Gregson? Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
No, something to add about their testimony? You seemed to react just now to what Mr. Spoken said. Did it make you think of something?
There's probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore little details. I'm getting dust all over my keyboard.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night. And the statement they gave then told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it?
You claimed you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have, Gov. Might have.
Does it ring a bell now you mention it? Before the gunshot. Granted, it's only a minor detail, but still. Kind of feeling like perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony here, eh, fellas?
If I discover the witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be, I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them. Easy, easy! We'll get it right this time. That's it, yep, it's all coming back to me now.
Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds.
Sirs, I mean, this has been a sloppy, toppy trial. It has. It sure has.
Jack, are you like watching, or do you just come in here every half hour to be like, how's the trial going, son? I mean, I don't care either way. I just think it's funny. You've sent 2 messages. The last 2 have been like, how do you like on the trial? I'm in a rehearsal. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, you guys started already? Damn. All right. Kid named Elbow at work.
Hehe. Right you are, Gov. Just before the gunshot, we heard a voice yelling out, "Give me that gun!" The bloke what owned the place was holding a gun, so we should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl.
Wait, they changed the testimony a lot. Hold on. Okay, this part's the same. Then this part, give me that gun. The bloke who owned the place was holding a gun, so he should have just... What do you mean the bloke that owned the place was holding a gun? I thought you didn't see him! Ah! You're saying that Mr. Windibank had a gun in his hands?
Oh yeah! Big that was a sight, eh? Them 2 waving them guns at each other. This is completely different! Didn't really sound like you meant it, mind. More of an empty threat, you could say.
Mr. Windibank was known to keep a revolver on his shop counter at all times. People say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That someone being himself, of course.
Good grief! Extraordinarily devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided. Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was gonna shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. I wished he squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun!"
And it was directly after those words that you heard the gunshot.
It was more or less the same time, Gov.
Give me that gun! Bam!
Oh my god, they're reenactments of the crime. I love these guys. They're so funny.
Kinda thing.
Yes, career in acting, very tragically missed.
And I love that they have their, like a handshake. Like, and these facial expressions are so funny. Like these two thugs just putting on the most, like, ooh face possible. Like, this guy's straight up adorable.
Well, everything went dead quiet.
Oh, whoa!
After that, we done a slapdash job tidying the place up. Ooh, whoa.
They're so goofy.
Lummy, you didn't have to give it a file. It was dead.
Okay, so this is... We've already read.
Hold it!
So in fact, you heard the voice and the gunshot almost simultaneously.
We did, go. We did.
Although, I suppose if you're being honest, we heard a kind of wavering voice before the yelling.
If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bah, bah, bah.
Love this kind of thing. Career in acting, tragic. Why did both of those end the same way? Where were the voices coming from? Could you tell me?
Of course we could. From the other side of that door behind the counter it was.
From the storeroom where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, it was that of the victim, Mr. Winterbank.
On me Gwenny's wife. Of course it was.
Oh, and it's Gwenny's wife. Of course it was.
So, that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbank and the sound of his voice.
Eh? So that would mean...
What? They also knew what he looked like because they knew he had a gun. Like,
What, Nash? What?
any ideas?
Yes, counsel, indeed it would.
No. We didn't know the geezer.
Oh, am I supposed to deny it when the bloke in all the fancy clobber's giving us the evil eye?
His evil eye is really good. If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true.
Oh, on me Gwenny's life it is.
Oh, and it's Gwenny's wife. It must be.
It's a good job his granny's dead. To summarize, then, immediately after hearing the voice of the victim, then you hear the gunshot, causing you to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them over the floor.
Make it sound like we're clumsy.
Don't forget we tightened up after like good little boys. Anyway, the way I see it.
Okay, the important detail here is definitely the bloke what owned the place was holding a gun. How do they know that? I just don't know what to present to, like, counter that. Because it's their own testimony. I hate when they contradict their own testimony, and I can't call them out on it. I don't care if God is playing Apex Legends. Get out of here. No, that's Gina's paperwork. That's not. It's something over here. Because the door was locked. I'm looking for the evidence that, like... Bloke was holding a gun. I don't... Okay, let's... Hold on, let me save. Not... Why does escape move the text box forward? Hold on. Give me the gun, give me the gun. Wasn't Gina holding? Is this the contradiction?
Objection!
There's clearly something odd about that last... This is not... Yeah, this is... I'm trying to figure out what... I won't lower my hand until I prove my client's innocent. How do I contradict this? See, okay, the problem is, though, that I think this is the truth. The guy was holding a gun. But maybe I need to contradict the statement that says they couldn't see him? We never even had a chance, see? But you say you saw him holding a gun. This doesn't match up. No, Q.
Hold it!
They never laid eyes on the proprietor. That's the lie. I just don't know how to counter it. Problem is, we don't have any new pieces of evidence to present here. Maybe we present the photo with her having the gun as the counterpoint for this one.
Objection!
Okay, the music stopped. There we go. You're saying that then on the night in question, the victim was wielding a gun. Is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You got the picture?
He has, Nash, he has, no question.
And yet, the photographic evidence shows that Mr. Windibank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
Objection!
I forgot how good his objection is. You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? No, I'm trying to prove that what they're saying is the truth. Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, Counsel.
Yeah, that's right. Your evidence is shit.
Too right, Nash, too right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh?
Oh, I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Continue with the cross-examination, Counsel. So we didn't get anything out of that?
Skulking is never skulking.
So, we presented that. We didn't get a strike, but we also didn't get any new text?
Hold it!
I love watching the handshake animation all sped up. What are we supposed to present here? We stuck everything back where we found it. Jack, come back! I need help! Finish up the pawnbroker. See, we never even had a chance. Then how did you know he had a gun? Ah! I'm going back to this one. I'm gonna find something else to present. In the back. Wait, in the back? Wait, did he get shot from the back? Single bullet wound from the back. But what they're describing is like, give me that gun, and then she shoots. Okay, that's the evidence I think we need to present. The proof that it was shot from the back.
Objection!
That reveals a damning inconsistency. I'm dramatically pointing, but I'm also taking an L right now. I don't know what to present here. Of course it's when I'm in class you start streaming. Hey! Why do you have class on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m.? That's your fault. It's alright, you're not missing much, Casey. I don't know what to do here. The funny robber brothers, are giving me trouble. These funny guys, these Robbie Rotten ass dudes. Look what owned the place was holding a gun. So he should have just fired instead of yelling at the girl, but he was shot from the back. He was yelling out, "Give me that gun." Booba! You would class from 4 to 7. Yeah, okay, I see. Well, you got here just in time to watch me be, confused. I don't know what evidence to present right now. Basically, these two guys are claiming that they didn't see the victim who got shot. But they're also claiming that the victim had a gun, info which is not corroborated anywhere else, and also info which would suggest that they did see this guy. They did see the victim, the bloke what owned the place. But I don't know how to, like, I don't know what evidence to present to contradict this. I presented this photo, and it didn't give me a strike, but it didn't give me any new intel. He was shot from the back, and yet they're also claiming that we couldn't have shot the pawnbroker. See, we never even had a chance, did we? I don't have any evidence that directly contradicts that, but oh my God, I have to have something that directly contradicts the bloke what owned the place was holding a gun. Just before the gunshot, we were yelling out, "Give me that gun." He was shot from the back, though. Maybe this is the one we presented on? No, because he could have yelled that. Ah! I might get my first game over. I don't know which statement to, like, hammer in on.
Objection!
Okay. Right answer, wrong. Okay. I mean, the other evidence also indicated that he was from the back. I feel like that other evidence I used should have counted as well. So you claim that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Windibank, was wielding a gun. Is that because both of these pieces of evidence say bullet wound from the back? I mean, this one literally says it. This one just has a picture. So if anything, this one's better evidence, but whatever. That's it, Gov. You got the picture? Yes, there she is. No question. And yet, photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident. Oh, it's the photographic evidence that he's using as, like... Windibank was not holding a firearm. Oh, that's not even the contradiction I was thinking of. It's almost like this testimony is full of holes. Mario and Luigi looking ass. More like Wario and Waluigi, really. British, oh, well, they are wearing red and green. Oh my God. British Mario and Luigi. British Mario and Luigi. British Mario and Luigi aren't real. They can't hurt you. British...
Gordon Bennett, that ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. I would remind the court that Mr. Windibank's gun was found at the scene. was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the acute Mark and Louise.
It's me, Mark. It's me, Mark and Louise. Mark and Louise. Mark and Louise are here. Hey, with the Marker brothers.
That hurt my voice. Hold on. They are Mario and Luigi. Right down to him being taller. That's definitely a reference.
Yeah, that Motula used the victim's own gun to finish him off. I dropped my water bottle with. Give me that gun. Bam! Kind of thing.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are. Right there. Yeah, this is the other contradiction that I was noticing. This is why I presented the shot from the back evidence. Because I saw them do this and was like, it's shot from the front. But I had to present that evidence because it also showed that he didn't have a gun. It was a double contradiction for him. The crime had taken place as you so colorfully described in your testimony. It would give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moment that you stacked it out. You intrigue me, my learned friend. But let's see some evidence to support your claim. Where is the proof that demonstrates this inconsistency in the witness's portrayal of the victim's final moments? Give me that gun. Bam. Moltu used the victim's own gun. Found in the accused's hand. Where is the proof that demonstrates the inconsistency? Is it just that he was shot from the back? I hope so. According to their testimony, the witnesses claim to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot.
Indeed, with the two events happening almost simultaneously, or so we've been led to believe.
Okay, this is the contradiction I already figured out earlier. I just had to find the right piece to, like, lead into it. It would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, in the autopsy report, it clearly states that the victim died instantly after being shot from behind.
Oh. Yeah. I'm even kind of giving them like this is Mario and this is Luigi. And it's me, Luigi. Luigi. It's me. That's a new.
There is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. and Mr. Sculpin.
But it's the God's honest truth. It is, Nash, it is. When we was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes.
Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windibank holding a gun, and now we got them to admit their stupid contradiction from earlier. L! But not the Luigi kind. The Waluigi kind. That means you take the L.
Something like that may have slipped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw, with their own eyes, the victim wielding a gun, which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person.
Do. Swing your arms from side to side. Everybody, let's do the skulking. Skulking around the shop, lying about all the things in our testimony. Witnesses, explain yourself at once. What the thing is, I was supposed to, skulk your arms from side to side.
It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. It made it quite clear that the false witness would be the death of you.
Oh no! Oh, that's looking like a game over, Luis.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruths of your original testimony with renewed lies?
Your Honor, they were simply doing the... Saul Goodman shows up. Your Honor, they were simply doing the Mario.
I'm ever so sorry, Governor. Proof is, see, we, Cut it out, Nash. Cut it out! If we blab now, you know what it'll do to us.
We? What are they talking about? Their boss. Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available. Oh, well, come on, the game's over. Game over, man! The game's over! We're out of lives!
But who'll have our guts for goddess? The princess is in another castle!
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet. You saying they look like Mario and Luigi just like spurred a whole new round of jokes with these guys. So thank you for that. No matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out.
Ugh,
On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again. Jesus Christ, this is like the third one.
do we have to?
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware that this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Alright, here we go. Encounter with the victim.
Alright, so we just got inside the gap and he just sighed of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then flew it.
He was trying to take their gun? This is blatant misinformation. Oh my god.
Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. We thought we had it. Oh, for an old geezer, that bloke was as strong as a Goomba. That bloke was as strong as a Goomba. Goomba Bowser, Mario. He chucked me over the counter. He just charged and chuck. I pulled my gun on him, and then he legged it through that door into the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
I still believe these guys didn't kill him. I just also believe there's a lot they're hiding. So you're now telling us that moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop?
Well, yeah, saw we?
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time, we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well. A counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. This is it. The moment I've been waiting for. Encounter with the victim.
Alright, so we just got inside the gap and he decided to leave when the geezer showed us gun.
Okay. Give me that gun. So, give me that gun was to them. You mentioned that Mr. Windibank shouted those words in your previous testimony, too. However, you claimed that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we? Did I do that?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim Mr. Windibank wielding a gun at the time?
Or was he ever? Blimey lummy. Great ugly Beverly head pointed straight at me frontispiece.
Oh, so he was pointing a gun at them, telling them to give him the gun. Everything they've told us up to this point is wrong. Like, stupid lion. You definitely saw Mr. Windibank with the gun at that time, is that right? If these guys were better liars, they probably could have gotten away with it too, but they're really bad liars.
It is, Gob, it is.
Spot on.
Then all of a sudden came at us, he did.
Like, they can't keep their lies straight.
It was Bedlam. I didn't know the who's he was going for.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we thought we'd had it. I mean, you only had one life left. The old geezer, the bloke was as strong as a Goomba. He struck me over the counter.
Hold it!
I heard the music go louder. Not that I'm complaining. Yes, I noted that you mentioned the counter in your previous test. Oh! Is him leaping over the counter what knocked all the stuff off? Oh, I see.
He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
That's why in the two photos the candlestick was broken. Because he knocked it over, jumping over the table. That got tangled in some marionette, what knocked over a picture frame, what knocked him. Yeah, okay. So it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you. It's actually a pretty well-constructed lie that they made. They just can't keep their lies straight. Like, none of their lies have been bad, they just can't keep them straight. And we were there, so, like, we know enough to be able to, like, counter them.
He did, Nash, he did. If you hadn't have been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds. He would have flattened me like a Goomba. I mean, he was gonna make me the Goomba.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right. When the brothers fled the scene and out back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they? Poor Mr. Windibank. He did everything he could to protect his shop.
I pulled me gun on him, and then he made me like this through that door.
So you pulled your gun on him? Were you intending to shoot Mr. Windibank?
No, never. I was just, you know, swing your arms from side to side, looking out for me, bruv, weren't I? I was being flattened. Don't forget.
I will never stop thinking these facial expressions are so funny.
Oh, whoa. Looking out for me, bruv. Oh, whoa.
By a man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then, the man fled into the storeroom where you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. He shoved me away, then he ran out through the door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Something that doesn't quite ring true. I wonder why Mr. Windibank ran away into the storeroom. What? Well, according to what everyone's saying, Jenny was in there waiting for him with that gun. Yeah, so why would he have gone in there? It's strange, isn't it?
Look, the point is, me and me brother here. That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and me brother here. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
Hold it!
You say you had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all, we were just doing the Mario. Nothing, got nothing. The old geezer went and shot himself in the back room, did he? Locked it was, from the inside. We know it was, because we tried to open it. But it's a decent door, that one. Good and strong, wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Yes, unfortunately it does, unless I can present something that contradicts, unless I can expose another lie. I'm starting to think maybe these guys actually did commit the murder. But also, like, wouldn't Gina have seen them? I mean, maybe if they knocked her out, hit her from behind, I don't know. Just because there's, like, no one else involved in the crime scene, it makes me think that maybe they actually did commit the murder. But then what was the egg? I don't know. There's a lot of lore stuff that would remain unexplained if they committed the murder. But also, like, they were alluding to someone telling them not to. Anyone else apart from Gina? Yeah. Luigi over there could have shot him. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Eh? What? What's that look for?
From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victim face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
It did?
What is your point, my learned friend? The question we must answer is who could have shot Mr. Windibank? And it is the belief of the defense that the defendant is not the only possible answer at all.
I don't like this. Maya, you've been acting pretty sus lately.
You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. See, because yeah, they could have shot him, but then who would have locked the door and locked him inside? That's the one thing that doesn't, like, check out, because the door was locked from the inside, and the brothers weren't in there. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. Those are the facts. pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be?
Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums.
2? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe?
Indeed. Namely, from what location did the culprit shoot the victim?
Oh, I gotta figure that out too.
And furthermore, where was the victim at the time?
Oh, shoot. That's a lot of info that I do not have. I can prove that there's a credible new alternative. It would change Gina's process. So I just have to figure out how one of these goobers shot him and then, like, created the... Show the court. Oh no. Let me look at the court record real quick.
May have bitten off more than I chew here.
So, the Windibank had his gun. They had their gun. He pointed his gun at him. Wait, hold on. Wait, Ivan, wait. The blood samples. Yeah, okay, that's Windibank's blood, so the green blood can't... Wait, but the guy only shot 1 bullet. I'm starting to doubt my own, like, testimony. From where the person could have fired the gun. Someone else could have killed the victim? Because Windibank was here. The guys were over here being doing the skulking Mario. He comes out, he's like, hey, give me that gun. He leaps over the counter. Maybe he crawled back in here and locked the door after being shot? But where were they? I wish I could see their... Wait, I can look at their testimony. Hold on. 'Cause I want to know a little more of a location of where they were. The victim was killed in the storeroom. We don't actually know that, do we? Bottom. Little inconsistent. I want to know what the inconsistency was. Dang it, I can't go up any further. Because I need the info that this is referring to. Whatever. What was it again? If you don't believe me, that the inconsistency... Because I'm trying to, like, figure out the timeline of, like, what the brothers did. Anybody have the logs? Somebody want to go back and find the clip where they were talking about it? My one viewer right now. Okay. I believe someone else could have killed the victim. Thinking from where the person could have fired that gun. So he climbs over the table. He tackles Luigi. No, he tackles Mario. I'm not even referring to them by their real names anymore. He tackles Mario. But Luigi had the... He tackles Mario. Mario shoots him from below. But then how do they get him in here? That's the thing that doesn't check out, is how does he get in here? How does the door... Did Gina lock the door?
Take that!
The defense believes the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And in answer to the second question, the victim was also here.
Take that!
He was tackling Mario.
Objection!
What your answers in fact show is that your own position is as absurd as those you have indicated on the plan. What are you saying? What
Lord Von Zeke's saying, Council, is you're getting a strike.
Oh no. There's twice as many chances to be wrong. Where did the culprit shoot the victim? And where was the victim at the time? Well, I don't see why we can't show that someone other than Ginny could have done it in the storeroom. They keep insisting in the storeroom, but why? Hold on. Is there evidence that, like, confirms he died in the storeroom? I mean, I get it's a locked door, but, like, there's another person in there who could have locked the door. I don't know why Gina would lock this. Photograph of the victim found murdered. Oh, his blood. That would kind of... I mean, unless he bled out there after they dragged him, but I feel like there would be blood elsewhere. I think it cleaned up the blood, but I don't think... I think they want us to believe it was in the storeroom. So now I'm thinking that the victim's in the storeroom. Why do we have to point out where the victim was then? If this is weird. Maybe Luigi frickin' shoots him as he's closing the door. Or no, he goes in. He turns around, he shuts the door. Let's do this.
Take that!
Roughly behind the counter. An answer to the second, and the victim is here.
Take that!
I'm not getting the objection this time. Shot. The second I put victim outside the storeroom, Von Zeeks was like, no, wrong. No, that's wrong. The culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Mr. Windbank died instantly. He died instantly, so who shut the door then? Wait. The light in this photo. The door is open? But that doesn't mean it's open. He was shot. He was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom because he died instantly. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony. I pulled me gun on him, and then he legged it through that door to the back room. Yeah, okay. My theory about him being shot while he was tackling Mario was hot doo-doo garbage, but Mr. Windobank ran away through that door. We have to assume that the door was open at the time, which gives them an opportunity to shoot. The question is, how did the door get locked? Did Gina lock it? It was at precisely that moment, when the victim was fleeing for his life, that these brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom. Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial? Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's court. The rising diagonal trajectory thing, yeah. It means the victim was likely shot by someone significantly shorter in height than himself.
Mama! Oh, Mario!
He would have been leaning forward as he was running away. Ah. So the culprit isn't necessarily someone shorter than Mr. Winterbank, so it could be Mama Luigi. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You'll claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. It's bullshit. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? See, that was like Gina could have locked the door, but why would she do that? What if someone else locked it? Yeah, there is someone else who could have locked the door. I don't know why she would do so, but there is someone else who could have locked the door. Gina Lestrade.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
Objection! That's absurd. You're suggesting that the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room? For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I am inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? It's a great question. Ask her. Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please. But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it? It does. Well, if I was Ginny in that situation, I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. Because 2 people just shot at her. Yeah. Well, those 2 burglars have just fired a gun in her direction, haven't they? Yeah. Before the 2 brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at that time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into his shop and left the storeroom.
Intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the store. Yes, it would. Then, probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the store. And what we have to now ask ourselves is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
I see where you're going with this.
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
But I mean, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on, we never shoot no one.
That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would, because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. There is only one logical conclusion here. Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder. There still are some contradictions here, though, and I'm pretty sure, my boy Von Zeeks is gonna point him out. Should have known it was those 3 brothers. They look shady. I like that Gregson is still being broken. All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now. I know. First time ever. Probably. Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict of not... that laugh wasn't meant to sound like a boo from Mario. Like the boos from Mario at first, but then it definitely did. So I leaned it. An admirable effort, my lord. What's this now? You find the situation amusing, Lord Von Zeeks. I myself find the defense's argument most persuasive. I dare say. Such chicanery. Oh, chicanery! Chicanery! They said the funny Breaking Bad word. Better Call Saul word. Such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. He's pouring the wine. I've got a drink here to simulate it. A little bit of, Truly. A little bit of pomegranate. You know what that means. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more. It means we're about to get up to some chicanery. I knew I switched those. 1216, one after Magna Carta, as if I could forget. The hypothesis you've put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. A fatal flaw? Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? Excellent. When I search chicanery on the Discord gift searcher, the first result is Chuck McGill rambling. Let's go. Chicanery is real! Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware of your logic's failing? They ripped off Better Call Saul, guys. They used the word chicanery.
I say, Lord Von Zeeks, might be an idea to explain this bullet conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground,
The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Better call Von Zeeks. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. No, the problem is, no, it's not accurate because Von Zeeks is the prosecutor. I'm the Saul Goodman. Like, because Saul Goodman is the defendant. It's more like Better Call Naruhodo.
Better call right.
By George, Count Bullet. Better call Chuck Batman.
By George, Count Bullets?
Oh dear, he noticed them.
I didn't notice, apparently. Consul. Yes, sir? Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene.
Indeed. The defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar.
Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know there are two firearms involved in the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skulkin brothers. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun.
Yes, indeed it does. A single bullet for each.
Now then, my learned friend. I see you realize the contradiction now.
You yourself told the court only moments ago that the two brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes.
Yes, I did. Oh my goodness. I think you'll find, even the jurors have figured it out now, that if the single bullet that was fired from the brother's gun hit Mr. Sholmes, it means Winterbank was not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only one bullet. Stop. Exactly.
Yes, this Nipponese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Order! Order!
Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hollowed nectar into the public gallery.
Lord Von Zeeks!
But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. The truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbrokery on the night in question with loathsome intent. as we can see beyond doubt in this print, which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. And I have here in my... Oh no, she has the disc! He has the disc! And I have here the Planner Spirit disc! And I have here in my possession one more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. A disc. Oh, but taking that whatever it is of McGilded's down to the yard, thank you very much. No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is, mine. I'm sorry, miss, but anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence. Of course he has it. It's evidence. A music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. That's burp number 3 on the stream tonight so far. This is what happens when you drink a little, like, alcohol juice concoction. The very day before the hateful murder at Stone Lake, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And with none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious! Make no mistake. Any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed. No crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact at its peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, Captain.
Hold
Grim
it!
testament to the defendant's character.
Lord Von Zeeks,
Why is Gregson objecting here? What? Yes, Inspector.
we had a meeting yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and,
I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence. Now, why? Why would that be? Why is the inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he's said anything to Von Zeeks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting. But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent. The government bigwigs? What the hell is on that disc? Is the disc what the guys were breaking in trying to steal? Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted. Thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord.
indeed, plaintiff.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to no government bigwigs. The prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and baseness of character. And when I say baseness, I mean base, not base. They're based in a bad way. They're base. They're cringe. There is nothing more to add. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. I can't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once, for all 5 minutes. Oh dear, it wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno.
My lord, wonder if I might say something at this point.
Proceed, Mr. Foreman.
I've been stumbling about in a bit of a fog up to now, truth to be told. But all of a sudden, the answer's thoroughly obvious to me and my men. There's only one thing for it.
Oh no. Very well. The court will hear from the jury. Can we not?
Guilty.
Hear from the jury? Okay.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty. What are you buying? That's a real nice one.
We have a consensus among the jury, it seems. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare he use it against us? Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished. Oh yeah, that is just a line from, like, Sherlock Holmes.
didn't shoot Mr. Windibank. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. There's always two of them. They're always painful.
Garrett Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir.
Garrett? Oh, God. Wait, you're that guy from the other trial, aren't you? Why do we keep putting you people on the jury?
Once a rogue, always a rogue, I say. Different breed.
As only 2 bullets were found at the scene, I would say the whole case is done and dusted. You don't need a stereoscope to see the truth here. However which way you look at it, it was that pickpocket.
And that guy's still talking about the frickin'... The doctor juror is still talking about the tool that he left inside of someone when performing surgery. Like, okay, he's not even paying attention.
The accused attempt of theft on the previous day. I can see I'm in for a busy day ahead.
I am ballistics. I have seen many shootings. There is nothing I do not know.
Okay, that sounds like a statement we want to press, because this guy might have some intel that can help us.
It's not fair. That prosecutor's being mean. Just because Ginny's done some things she shouldn't have done in the past doesn't make her a murderer.
If the glove fits, allow me to savor this fruity vintage while I savor the spectacle of your fruitless debate on the matter. Get it? Savor the fruit and then the... Here's to the truth coming out! Eventually. My concoction gets worse the longer it sits here on my desk. That's enough preamble. Consul, proceed with the summation examination. I'll actually get wine next time. No, I won't. I say that, but... Before, I will, at some point, bring actual wine to the stream and drink it for the bit. Oh boy, my favorite part, summation examination. Defendant's rebuttal. I want to press this guy's statement. The Russian.
Hold it!
I thought you were just a tourist.
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take a bus.
Stop saying that! So you're a ballistics expert. Who knew?
I have much experience with guns.
Ah,
I have lived through many, how do you say, extreme violence, blood of,
extreme violent bloodbaths, perhaps?
yes, no, extreme violent blood. English is better.
This guy is so sketch. Why are you on the jury? How did this guy end up on the jury? Do they just take whoever comes in from the street every day?
Anyway, if you have questions about the bullets and guns, you ask me. There is nothing I do not know. No mystery I can.
He's very confident in his knowledge of guns, that's for sure.
But, if possible, please, only in the Russian language.
He's not very confident in his knowledge of English, though, is he?
Still could be useful. Von Zeeks has managed to convince everyone.
You've eliminated the impossible, but he hasn't.
Okay. Okay, did the sixth statement change at all? No. Ballistics expert, I've seen many shootings. Okay, this guy... So we can skip over him, because he's still thinking about the operation. Like, irrelevant. In his stereoscope, every which way you look at it was that pickpocket. Your statement actually has info in it. so I feel like this is one we should focus in on.
Hold
Only
it!
2 bullets were found at the scene. The number of bullets that has you convinced?
Only 2 bullets were fired, and the 2 guns that fired them have been examined by the police. When the parlor maid asks me how many are invited for dinner, I always tell her to count the table settings. Although,
Yes?
sometimes after dining, crockery does go missing. 1 or 2 guests rather like the fight.
Okay, this does not matter at all.
If there was another bullet somewhere of which we were unaware, I'd have to reconsider my position.
Third bullet. I can prove it? Okay, let's check the evidence before I throw out an I can prove it. Another bullet.
What his name is doing on the front whose blood is this? Oh, Bruno, look! This is blood!
Oh yes, let's scan the blood. Let's scan the blood. Now that we have Iris with us, we can scan the blood and see if it matches any of the other blood samples we've seen. Green. Wait, green? The same color as on the calendar? It's just that green. It's not the first time we've seen that color. Oh, shoot. Okay. So whoever's blood is on this disc is also on the calendar where this bullet was shot. Weird. Because you would think that would be like Sholmes' blood, because he's the one who got shot with that bullet, ostensibly. But his blood wouldn't be on the disc. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Third bullet. That doesn't help with the third bullet. Could be a bullet inside of him, other than... See, I don't feel like I can prove that there was a third bullet. Like, I don't have any evidence to prove that. Do I? I think I do have any evidence to prove that. Unfortunately, only 2 bullets were discovered by the police.
Yes, I know.
Right.
And I do imagine the good men of Scotland Yard wouldn't have overlooked anything. I should receive a...
Yeah, I feel like that is a lead, but I don't feel like I have the evidence to support a third bullet.
Do you think we might find one lying around somewhere?
Need a stereoscope to see the truth here. For which way you look at it.
Hold it!
So if I've understood correctly, you need 2 pictures. The left eye one and a slightly different right eye one. Okay, just talking about stereoscope. We have 2 bullets. I don't suppose you can see anything useful. The only person who should have shot that victim was the girl on the dock. The Sculpin brothers shot the great detective, didn't they? Yes. Well then, sure it's coming into focus now, isn't it? Okay. This is not good again. Okay, and you are pointless. The accused attempted a theft on the previous day. I could see I'm in for a very busy day.
Hold it!
What do you mean, in for a busy day? Forgot to say, stop. Do excuse me. Stop. I am a communications officer. Stop. Communications officer?
has something to do with sound intelligence. Everything from personal messages written by members of the public to latest news in the capital. I convert all the messages into Morse code and tap it out to the entire world electronically. To the entire world? Thousands of miles of cable under the sea. Stop. Worldwide communications network. Stop. Information transmitted to and from all corners of the globe. Stop. Yes. She was getting equally worked up about the radio. Okay. Communicating information from government departments and newspapers. So what she's saying is this is all going to be news. And ballistics. Nothing I do not know. See, two of them talk about guns, and like bullets, but I don't know if pitting them against each other is actually going to do anything. I feel like I need to find evidence that there was a third bullet, but I don't have any evidence that there was a third bullet. If I had evidence there was a third bullet, I'd be like popping off right now. Unless there's like a bullet hole in the disc or something. Because this is the only like new piece of evidence. Ammunition still loaded, which tells us only a single shot has been fired. Let's try pitting them against each other.
Objection!
I don't know if it's gonna do anything though. Sorry, old bean. Can't accept that as squadron leader. All fighting for a common cause. No way they'd come. Yeah, there's no. How am I supposed to... Is there a third bullet? Is there actually a third bullet? I feel like I would have found that by now. Oh, no, that was my last strike. It auto-saves. But... Absolutely, Micah. Alright. Now we have to watch the guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
I saved,
Guilty.
but like, it was like ages ago.
Guilty.
But also, this game has like a lot of saves, so. Court is adjourned. Retry from this scene. Yeah, there's a retry from this scene button now. So it's like resume from a saved game is not as like forgetting to save is not as deadly. Let's start from the beginning of the jury examination again. Guilty here. Thinking maybe I do need to find evidence of a third bullet.
Hold it!
Just because Miss Lestrade has a history of pickpocketing. All members of the British Army so quick to judge. Are you walking Her Majesty's Armed Forces? I just want to see if this dialogue is relevant at all. Showed she had it in her. When you say that she'd shown she had it in here, are you referring to this? Exactly. Tried to swipe that only a day earlier. Or am I mistaken? Not exactly. Never actually seen the real thing. Can't wait to have a closer look at it. I already did look at it. Mr. Sholmes did use his caramel bars to make a copy of the disc, didn't he? And then ordered every type of music box he could find from across here. We still don't know what tune it plays, though, do we? But I'd love to see how the original compares to Hurley's copy. The Gilded Disc. Could it be a clue somehow? See, I did examine it. That was the game hinting at me to examine the disc. And I already figured out the blood thing from the disc. But that doesn't help me pit against these people.
Hold it!
Unless the disc is evidence of a third bullet somehow. Because I feel like that has to be what I have to do here. Because none of these statements really pit against each other. Let me just show you. The third bullet. No earthly idea where the third bullet is, so this is going to be fun. I mean, the disc is the newest piece of evidence, so, like, if I couldn't find it, like, I feel like the bullet, if I had had a third bullet evidence piece in my inventory this whole time, it would have been presented already. Which makes me wonder. The music just being gone. This is so tense. This is so tense. I don't know what to present here. Oh, I haven't. That's right. I haven't actually checked the disc yet on this save because I got the game over. But the green blood doesn't give us evidence of a third bullet, does it? Okay, there's a new blood sample, but like that is a big deal. It's just not. Let me just try presenting the disc.
Take that!
I have full health now, so I can. I don't like that face. That face does not passes for a bullet as much as you pass for a lawyer. Okay, he's talking about finding, like, directly the bullet. I feel like there's a bullet in one of my pieces of evidence somewhere. Let's actually try to find the third bullet before we attempt that again. Is there a third? Okay, stop it. I dig through every piece of evidence. Scanning for bullet. Scanning for bullet. Scanning for bullet. It's like if there were a bullet in these photos, I would have seen it already. The gun is empty. Only ever with a single bullet loaded. Seems like a shot, I wonder?
Ah, where is the third bullet?
Is it in one of these photos? Is there a bullet in these photos that I'm not seeing? Wait. The broken candle. There's no bullet there, but...
Because I think he just knocked over the candle, climbing over the... You can see a little blood right there in that photo. That's after he's dead. I think the bullet would probably be in the other photo, because there's no way a bullet would have been removed between the two. Can't find a bullet! Or even like a hole or anything. Among Us. Hell? How am I supposed to present a third bullet? There's no... Oh, no, this is bad. I can't find it. Could there be one in this thing? Can I open this? It's just telling me how to use it. Should I just present these photos and see if it, like, does anything? See if... Oh, there's a bullet in the photo! That is a smudge on my computer screen, and not a... anything. Okay, alright. Ah... Where is the third bullet? I don't understand.
Hold it!
Press this guy's statement just to get them all out of the way. Would you please stop muttering about things that have nothing to do with this trial, sir? Wait. What do you mean you couldn't really say that it is nothing to do? Is this relevant somehow? The stupid doctor side thing that I was like, oh, I'm not gonna press that. That's not relevant. It's just a funny gag. This guy has whatever the evidence that I need for the third bullet. And I just spent like 10 minutes scouring all my evidence. It's this guy. It's this clown. Bullet had simply vanished from his stomach. I almost don't want to ask, but this surgery you've been muttering about all this time, you were operating on... What was the fellow's name now? Helic? No? Herlock? No. You were operating on Herlock Sholmes! I'm down on the rest of my drink. Herlock Sholmes, by any chance?
Yes, good lord.
Ah! Appropriate reaction, Casey. I can't believe this guy... He's been muttering about leaving a surgeon's tool inside of someone this whole case. And I stopped paying attention to it because I'm like, that can't possibly... That's not relevant to anything. You fool! How do we keep getting jurors who are, like, both moronic, but also, like, connected in some way to the case. So the bullet in the calendar is not the bullet that Herlock was shot at with. I think that's what's going on here. That blood on the calendar is not his. The bullet is still at the scene of the crime. The counsel for the defense is correct. Yeah. Or that's where the bullet is. But it hit him in the stomach region? That sign is like... This calendar is like up at head level.
Who do you think I am, son?
Well, juror number 4 is about to...
As soon as I saw the wound to the man's stomach, I flipped him over.
Like a pancake? Are you saying that you checked his back?
Of course I did. There wasn't a trace of an injury.
That bullet on the wall was not him! Oh my god, this is game-changing. The stupid surgeon man who's been rambling about seemingly unrelated nonsense actually had the, like, crucial information the whole time.
That's the point! The only logical conclusion was that the bullet was still somewhere in the man's innards!
Now, if only you told me about that during the last summation examination when I did press you, instead of being like, oh, I left my scalpel in a guy!
Exactly right.
I've learned my lesson. This is the second time I've seen this guy on the jury. If he ever shows up again, we question him every time, no matter how pointless whatever he's talking about seems to be. It's almost as much of a mystery as how this jury was put together. Right? I feel like this is the most chaotic jury yet. And that's including the one that had Joan Garadiv on it.
The mystery of where that bullet ended up was infuriating.
So now there's a contradiction with statement 2.
Objection!
Or not? Or not? There is, though. Huh? I guess I should press this statement again. Next time you talk to the doctor, he's actually going to talk about pointless crap with it. Okay, the worst part is last time he was on the jury, he was not in a doctor outfit. He was not a doctor. This
Hold it!
man is insane. Mr. Sholmes' surgeon is on the jury? I've experienced some coincidences recently, but this is ridiculous.
I'm as surprised as anyone.
Like not only was this guy on the jury in the last case, but I believe he had, like, what he was doing the day of the incident ended up being, like, crucial information to the case. Like, I don't know why this guy is always connected. I don't know, this guy's always involved.
That's what the police told me when they brought him in.
Police told you what? That Mr. Sholmes was shot. Okay. How bad were his injuries, doctor?
He was in a bad way. He lost a huge amount of blood, you know. And I suspect he was shot at
Close range?
his skin was badly burnt around the point of entry. As I said, I flipped the fellow over and examined his back, but there was no sign of an exit.
No, the bullet isn't in the wall of the pond. That's...
But how did it get there? I need someone to solve this mystery before it drives me to insanity. If only there was some expert in ballistics who can help, even if he looks extremely untrustworthy.
Oh my god. If only there was some expert on ballistics that could help, even if he looked extremely untrustworthy. Ah! They don't even contradict. These two statements clearly contradict the idea that all I do is pit jurors against each other.
Ooh, a ballistics expert.
Yeah, he's not pitting us against each other. He's like, hey, you need a ballistics expert? He's sitting 2 seats away. I can't believe how, like, hard they lampshaded that one of, like,
Hey, if only there were a ballistics expert who could help, even if he looks untrustworthy. Stupid. The jury segments are where, like, brain rot happens. Every time. On the night in question, Mr. Sholmes was shot by one of the Skulkin brothers. But since there was no sign of an exit wound on his back, we must assume the bullet didn't pass through. However, no bullet was found lodged in Mr. Sholmes' body either. Furthermore, a bullet was found lodged in the wall of the shop where Mr. Sholmes was shot. Juror number 6.
Hello? My name is Villain. Pleased to meet you.
This apparent contradiction in the facts that is so clearly troubling juror number 4. Are you able to explain the mystery? Are you?
I have seen very similar situation in Motherland.
It was not. See, that's what the jurors are always, like, incompetent and damaging to the case, but also usually have crucial info that you need for some reason. So, like, they are also helpful at the same time. It's weird. It's a weird dynamic. It was night. There was blizzard. I was running away along mountain road in freezing cold. Golly. The snow was piling high on both sides of the road. It was very narrow and dangerous. My pursuers had hunting rifles and they were on dog sleds. Mental note, don't ask too many questions. I was shot from behind, and I fell down in snow. And this situation was very similar to what I hear today from doctors. They could not find a bullet in my body, and no sign of how do you say, exit wound. Then where did the bullet go? The bullet never hit me.
Well, if it never hit you, why did you fall down?
Bullet hit frozen wall of ice very close to my side. What? One small piece, very sharp, broke away from lump of ice and pierced my body. Made a deep wound that looked just like bullet wound.
Good gracious.
So maybe Herlock was never actually shot at all? But how does this help us solve the case? There's still only 2 bullets in this scenario. Of course, piece of ice quickly melted inside me. And that is solution to mystery of a disappearing bullet.
But that doesn't answer the question at all. The shooting happened at a pawnbroker's shop, not some snowy mountain road in another country.
Just an idea, but we might not be looking at exactly the same scenario here. Runo, where exactly was Hurley shot again? Well, according to the report, his stomach. Well, that's precisely where he always wears a little pouch on his belt. A pouch? Actually, I might have noticed something like that. Yes, a pouch. Where he keeps 3 glass vials of very dangerous chemicals that he uses. Oh, I see. So the bullet hit the chemicals, and then... Okay. That explains the burn marks. So, Doctor, where is the pouch Mr. Sholmes was wearing?
Well, the fellow had nothing like that on his person when he arrived at the hospital, as far as I remember.
If I may... Still a wee bit of drink left in here. Lord Van Zeeks. While I realize it is forbidden for the prosecution to interject during a summation examination, I should inform the defense that I have the pouch in question in the antechamber outside the court. Sorry? As I understand it, when the police arrived on the scene and found Mr. Sholmes injured, they removed the pouch in order to assess the wound.
Ah, thank goodness. I thought I was getting forgetful for a moment.
Since then, it has been in my safekeeping, along with all other evidence relating to the case. I can personally vouch for the fact that it has not been touched since the incident occurred. Very well. While extremely unconventional during a summation examination, I must demand the prosecution. My glass fell off the table. I'm glad it didn't break. Oh boy. Okay, hold on.
dust on it. I'll be right back. Glass moment. I was gonna refill it, but I think it might be better if I don't. Thankfully it was empty, or I just would have spilled it everywhere.
I must demand the prosecution presents the item in question with all speed. Bring forth Mr. Herlock Sholmes' pouch. I see. This is the pouch worn by Mr. Sholmes on the night in question, is it?
Look at that. One of the files is broken and the leather around it is scorched black. It's almost as if the file exploded.
Exploded?
So that night, the bullet from the Skulkin brothers' gun struck Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
And it was the glass file exploding that caused the fellow's injury.
This bullet did not penetrate the victim, but it was deflected into a wall of shop.
Ah! I dropped my glass! A delightfully but complex aroma. I'm sorry.
Please forgive me dropping my hollowed chalice on the ground. It was actually an accident this time. No, it has no bearing on the truth of this case. Yeah, it doesn't, like, there's still only 2 bullets. This doesn't change anything. Unless the bullet from Windibank's gun is the one that hit the pouch and bounced. Which would be insane, but not the most insane thing to happen during a Ace Attorney case. Curly's pouch isn't scruffy. Sholmes' pouch has been entered. That's okay. So this is now a new piece of evidence which we might need to use on the 3rd bullet argument. Please, my lord, a little more time. After all, that's a new piece of evidence. It could be valuable. Alright, we're checking that evidence right away. And we're gonna go back to juror number 4. See if there's anything in here about the 3rd bullet. Oh, the bullet hole's on this side. Why is it on this side? It's really scorched badly just here. Oh, the strap is broken, look. This must be where the bullet hit. The 3rd bullet! The 3rd bullet! Let's go! What? What the? Iris, look. Find where the broken file was. A 3rd bullet, baby. We found exactly what the juror was talking about. The 3rd bullet. I knew. I'm like, we just need a new piece of evidence. So now I can literally show them the 3rd bullet. Get on.
Hold it!
I was looking for I was scouring all those photos for a bullet, like, where's the bullet, where's the bullet? I literally just actually presenting. Allow me to show you, then, the 3rd bullet. Presents evidence literally called the 3rd bullet. Like, here it is. We discovered it just now. The 3rd bullet. It's literally just the 3rd bullet. We just found it. Yes, on the night in question, in Windibank's pawnbroker. Another bullet was fired. Clearly, there were 3 bullets.
Hold it!
What is this new trick the Nipponese conjure? Where did you find that bullet?
It was lodged inside Mr. Sholmes' pouch.
What?
This pouch was removed from around Sholmes' waist before he was taken to the hospital. And since then, it has been touched by no one.
Do you mean to say the shots fired by the Skulkin brothers that night?
Yes, as your lordship has surmised, it hit this pouch.
But that makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, we already know the whereabouts of the bullet fired at Mr. Sholmes. It's clearly visible inside this photographic print.
Ah! I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. Moment 1. Mario and Luigi enter the store. Windibank, upon seeing them, pulls his gun. He yells, "Give me that gun!" And he fires it. Missing. Hitting the calendar with a bullet. His bullet. The bullet from his gun that was proven to be fired. Then, the Then the funny Luigi man kills Windibank. And then he shoots Schultz, getting his bullet lodged in the pouch. And that's why the blood on the calendar, there's still a mystery of the blood on the calendar. Perhaps Windibank was firing at someone else. A third person. I don't know. We'll see. But I know where the bullets went now. I'm pretty sure the bullet from Windibank's gun is the one in the wall on the calendar. I'm fairly confident. Game changing. Wait. Oh, hold on. No, wait, that changed things. Only 2 bullets were fired from the guns recovered from the crime scene. We know that for sure. I mean, we know Windibank's only fired 1. That's not in question. But the Skulkin brothers' gun? That one couldn't have fired 2? If that's the case, there could be a third person. The person with the green blood. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. As is my prerogative in this situation, I hereby temporarily suspend the summation examination. By Jupiter! What? Bailiff, bring the witnesses back to the stand at once. Witnesses. Governor! Were you listening to proceedings while the defense carried out the summation examination?
We was, Governor, we was.
Perhaps we can dispense with the tedious preamble. Simply answer this one question. A third bullet has been identified at the scene of the crime. What do you make of that?
Make of it, Gov.
I'll make nothing of nothing if I can help it. Is it one of yours?
God blimey, Gov, God blimey, not a chance.
In that case, did you have an accomplice?
What? What? Never! The Skulkin brothers work alone. Just the 2 of us, that's our trademark.
How soon we forget poor Sulky. Only 2 of the bullets from the crime scene originated from the firearms we have in evidence. The third bullet was fired from another gun. Where is it?
Lummy, that's a head scratcher.
Counsel for the defense. Yes? I should like to hear your thoughts regarding these developments. The third bullet, and the mysterious missing firearm from whence it came. My lord, I think it's clear what this third bullet tells us about the Skulkin brothers. Either they had another gun or they had an accomplice. I'm not sure which one is what happened. I'm thinking another gun is more likely. Just because where would the accomplice have gone? The brothers must have been in possession of another gun on that night. We know that only 1 bullet was fired from each of the 2 firearms already in the court record. So the logical conclusion is that the brothers were working with an accomplice and one of them was carrying a gun. Okay, so either answer would have worked. Got it. I had another gun and another accomplice. A third Skulkin brother, perhaps? An accomplice. Pig swill. Not pig swill. That's just bullshit. But like you used a different animal and a different word for poop. That's funny. These protracted proceedings have already forced us to endure 2 summation examinations. Yet in all that time, there has not been a murmur of a third man. If this apparently wraith-like being exists, the court must be shown hard evidence. Without it, this fantasy will be crushed. The prosecution demands answers on 2 counts. Firstly, proof, evidence that this accomplice was ever at the scene of the crime. And secondly, the identity of this spurious... Oh shit, that's like all the info. Oh, we don't have the info for that. Well, Gonzo? I'm supposed to prove the existence of this accomplice. Reveal the person's identity, even. I don't think I know. This is definitely the hardest case in the game so far. Which, you know, this is like a genuine challenge, even to me, like, who's played a lot of Ace Attorney. Very, very pleased with this one. The defense is unable to complete a sentence, it would seem. Much less provide any credible answers here.
Hold it!
Very well, this trial will now... Wait! Please! Good gracious, Captain. I have to keep the momentum going. Okay, I have to present something, or they're just gonna move on. When you start doubting yourself and thinking you can't possibly work something out, you become blind. I just don't know if I know who the person is, but I'm assuming it is someone I know.
Hold it!
Actually, the defense would like to present answers. So, my nibbles, despite the swimming eyes, you seem to think you have something to say. But your earlier tongue-tied display will not go unpunished. Oh, come on, I didn't even say anything. Whatever. We'll just load the save. Suck my balls. Ready to present answers, I guess. The defense is ready. I believe I can provide the answers the prosecution demands. So, my nipponese, despite the swimming eye, it is promises to be interesting. I discombobulate. This is the ultimate, this is the, like, big reveal, isn't it? Moments leading up to the death of the victim. What proof do you have that there was a third intruder present at the scene? I feel like the most convincing evidence is the blood thing. Like, we have blood on the disc and blood on the wall here. That's pretty damning. There's something else in the pouch. Or not, or it's just a... Oh, the pouch was pierced. Okay. Let me examine it. What is this? This is the bullet that was fired from the Skulkin brothers' gun on the night of the incident. Thanks to the thick leather pouch Hurley was wearing it in a state. Hurley's always lucky like that. Poor Hurley. Okay. Alright. Yeah, alright. Smear of green blood. This was for McGilden. Green blood. I'm trying to figure out who the blood could be. I think it's the blood samples, honestly.
Take that!
I'm gonna present the blood samples.
By Jove, that portfolio again, is it?
What do you expect the court to rifle through your papers itself? Be more specific. You claim one of those blood samples proves the presence of this third intruder. Well, which one is it? It's this one and this one. There's one.
Take that!
What am I looking at?
There appears to be some green paint or such around the porthole. That's a blood stain.
A blood stain? Why is it green?
Green blood. Curious, even to you. Suppose you understand that the intruder was some inhuman creature, some Shrek character. It's something developed by Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
By the great detective.
New invention. Stop. Not yet appeared in stories. Stop.
It's this, you see. It doesn't have a name yet, though. This fogger sprays a chemical that reacts with the different elements in people's blood to change its color.
Different elements. People's blood.
Yes, everyone's blood is slightly different, you see, because it's made up of different elements. So by seeing what color it changes to, you can tell in a flash whose blood it is.
Ooh, that brings a whole extra dimension to looking at blood.
Talk of blood and corpses. Stop. Very exciting. Stop. As an example, this one shows the blood of the victim, Mr. Windermere.
Ah, a striking blue.
Yes. So you see, the green color of this blood stain on the calendar shows that somebody else was shot in the main part of the shop.
Now hold fire there, young man.
Could be from some unrelated incident. No, because of the calendar. The date on the calendar. Yeah. We can assume that whoever was shot on the same day.
Then whose blood is it?
Well, the Skulkin brothers in the stand don't appear to be suffering from any gunshot injuries. Which means it must be the blood of somebody else. The third intruder.
The 16th
Objection.
student.
Lurking somewhere. Stop. Whose identity the court is still waiting to hear. You can't delay this any longer, my learned friend. Who is this alleged third, and who is the green blood? Okay, so the green blood was on the disc. Not one of these two. Not one of these. So we can stay on this first page. The green blood was on the disc, and it was also on the wall. Now, the disc was in. This is where my memory of the first stream of this case that we did back in like April or something is gonna like get me, because I really don't. It's been a long time. Like I don't remember the exact details of what happened, but I'm thinking this guy, Mr. Eggert Benedict, him and Gina were both trying to get a hold of the disc, and the disc was in the pocket of the coat that McGilded left. So I'm wondering if it's Eggert's blood. If he was because Gina as the third intruder wouldn't make sense. Actually, it kind of has to be him, because these two were the first and second intruders. This is the prosecutor. Like, these guys are all like, why would they be there? Gina was already there. Pop was already there. It's not one of these three. It's kind of gotta be Mr. Eggert. If it's someone we know, it's gotta be this guy. The man's name is Eggert Benedict. It's a fake name. It's a fake name.
Eggert Benedict? What on earth are you talking about, Counsel? I thought that egg, but like the food?
He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbroker on the day when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker. Hold on, what? He paid a visit to Windibank's pawnbroker in the afternoon before the incident took place, when the accused attempted to deceive the pawnbroker into releasing this article into her possession. That's right. The man identified by the defense, Mr. Eggert Benedict, then attempted to take the article from the defendant by force. And is that when his blood got on it?
Broker!
I don't remember the voice I gave Eggert Benedict at all. I just remember him looking like a JoJo's character. I believe this filthy pocket thief has just redeemed an article from you.
Yes. I don't remember what voice I gave Mr. Windibank either.
The article in question belongs to me. I demand for it to be returned at once.
Now that's a lie. What are you trying to pull?
Give me back my overcoat, wastrel, and needless to say, many music box discs do I have that JoJo poses? In the end, it was the inspector himself who took the disc. Can you corroborate this account, Inspector? Yes, my lord. That's more or less what happened. In the interest of being thorough, I asked Winterbank for a print shown to the fellow, taken from one of his red-handed recorder gubbins. Yes, that's him talking to Mr. Winterbank that morning. And you claim this man is the brother's accomplice? The one that would beat them up if they were true. Well, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin?
Never seen the geezer before in me life. On my life, Gob, on me life. Never seen him.
Well, somewhat unsurprisingly, it appears our witnesses disagree with the assertion. I'm sure your lordship recalls my learned Nipponese friend's action, which was that he could prove the identity of the alleged accomplice. Yes, and I can. And what's the evidence? I will must see proof that the clean-cut gentleman in the photograph is the filthy criminal. Alright, this is looking like the final piece of evidence, which is good. This is the last piece of evidence. They're just saying that I'm at the end of the trial. Let's frickin' go, dude. I'm happy that I was able to speedrun this all in one stream. I was a little worried when they introduced Third Bullet that I was like, this is gonna add a bunch of time. But then we just jumped straight into, alright, who's the third intruder? How do you prove it? Like, if we have the answer for that, then this is gonna end real quick. Proof that the man pictured in this photograph, I want to see the photograph first. Person struck by the third bullet. Is it just the disc with the blood on it? Let's present it.
Take that!
It's the other thing that has his blood on it. As I mentioned before, on the afternoon of the day in question, the defendant attempted, deceitfully, admittedly, to reclaim this disc from Winterbanks.
Which is when the aforementioned Eggert Benedict appeared on the scene, I believe. What a funny name. This man then attempted to purloin the article from the defendant's possession, no?
That's correct, my lord. I myself was present at the time. It was following this that a minor incident occurred. But of course, sir, is the disc. Then I shall bid you farewell. Say goodbye to style. Oh my god. That line is the most frickin' JoJo's thing. Wait a minute. That disc is mine. Ah, she grabs him. What do you think you're doing, you little trap? You've drawn blood! The protrusions on the music disc caused Mr. Benedict's finger to bleed, and the resulting smear of blood is still visible on the disc now.
Goodness, a blood stain, is it?
My assistant and I have just analyzed the blood stain here in this very courtroom, using my trusty fogger gun. Yes, and we added the results to this portfolio.
I say.
It's green! It's exactly the same color as the blood around the calendar. The evidence is conclusive. The man calling himself Mr. Eggert Benedict, who was in Winterbanks earlier in the day, is the accomplice who was present at the scene of the crime that same night. All the proof we need, baby. My lord, it is the opinion of the defense that Mr. Eggert Benedict should be summoned to the courtroom to testify. Oh, we gotta listen to his testimony? No, please, it's almost midnight. No, I haven't.
Objection!
We've almost been streaming for 4 hours. This has gone on long enough now. This flagrant ignorance of the mechanics of law. I will pour one last final glass. Herlock Sholmes, you say? Yes, I've heard of him. The protagonist in a series of short stories for the vulgar classes. A god of detection or some such. And now you employ chemical substances devised by this fantastical persona in the highest court of the land. Do you expect us to take you seriously? The samples made by this plaything are fit to be called evidence. Yeah, there's really no proof that the evidence is like that actually. So the bloodstain turned a shade of green. So what of it? Here's to you successfully proving that no other blood in the world would turn the same color. Well... And pray, do not even think of suggesting that we should take Mr. Sholmes' word for it. Ugh. Is he right?
Mr. Sholmes' concoction a load of rubbish?
Oh no, I mean, he is a great detective. Of course, Mr. Sholmes' invention isn't going to be recognized by any official body, but what other choice did I have? I'm just remembering what Father Christmas said over there before, about how he was temporarily suspending the summation examination. In other words, the examination isn't over yet, is it?
Good grief! What did you just say, young girl?
And in a summation examination, the decision as to whether or not the trial continues is in the hands of the 6 jurors, isn't it? So the way I see it, it doesn't matter what certain other people think of Hurley's invention. At least, not for now.
Young lady, quite a devious mind.
Really comes down to just one thing. Whether these ladies and gentlemen of the jury are convinced by what you say, Bruno. Is that about right, would you say? Or do I misunderstand something? Unbelievable. Mr. Sholmes' partner is a force to be reckoned with. Iris Wilson, sharpshooter.
After that shrewd precess of the situation from an entirely unexpected source, it must be acknowledged that the previous summation examination has yet to reach its conclusion.
This is absurd.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court now looks to you for your final leanings on the matter.
As proud citizens of Her Majesty's Britain, I am sure you will come to fair and just conclusions.
Deer in headlights, jury.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Wait, they're
Not
just
guilty.
calling straight up not guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty.
Oh.
Not guilty.
Oh, they're split. Okay. But why the doctor and the lady? Why do they? Huh.
2 call guilty, and 4 call not guilty. Such is the outcome of the summation examination.
Objection.
My lord, with all due respect, this is an outrage. The prosecution refuses to accept this decision.
On what grounds?
If these jurors are persuaded by some half-baked concoction devised by a pretender to real police work, then they are too ignorant to be trusted with the judgment of anyone's guilt.
I'm sorry, Lord Von Zeeks, but the outcome of the summation examination cannot be ignored. This trial will continue.
Ah! Ah!
Dude, he is not happy about us using the... He doesn't like Sholmes, which is an interesting... I wonder if they have a history. Nevertheless, we find ourselves in a rather awkward situation. The defense has very reasonably requested the subpoena of a new witness. But sadly, I fear that would be impossible.
What?
The name the gentleman gave for himself, Egbert Benedict, is quite clearly false. Right? Yeah, it's definitely not.
Could I say something?
Who was that, please? Who spoke?
It was me, my lord.
Von Zeeks be like, oh.
Juror number 5?
What have you to say, madam?
If possible, Inspector.
Eh? Me?
Ma'am? I would wonder if you might show the photographic print to me again. The one in which the gentleman is shown?
Does she know him?
Interesting. Alright, yes. This one you mean? Or Mr. Benedict?
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind. Juror number 5, you don't mean to say you know this man? Yes, I know him. What? No.
Good gracious! Order! 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 Juror number 5, how on earth?
I am a communications officer. Stop. As we can clearly see, the gentleman in the photograph is... Stop. Also a communications officer. Stop. He works in my office. Stop. Really? A very talented operator, in fact. Stop. You should be in the communication station now. Stop. Tapping away on the telegraph. Stop. I suppose we all imagine the accomplice would be some sort of hardened criminal. It's a bit unexpected to find out that he has a respectable job by day.
The gentleman is at London's communication station. We should be able to subpoena him within the hour. Lord Von Zinks, if you please.
Yes,
Make the necessary arrangements with all haste.
as your lordship bids. Okay, this trial is not as close to over as I thought it was going to be.
The court will recess for 1 hour. When the new witness arrives, we shall reconvene to hear the gentleman's testimony.
I feel like we probably have about an hour of trial left, because I remember in the last case we did, when we finally got the actual killer up on the stand, there was about an hour left. Like the Joan Garadib interrogation. Well, I'm wondering if I should, because I could stop stream now. I'd do another stream tomorrow with like the last hour or so of the case, finishing it up. But it depends on, like, I don't know. If I start stream tomorrow, I mean, if I start stream tomorrow and we beat the case in like 30 minutes, I could just switch over to Yakuza, I guess. I did really want to finish the case tonight. I just feel like it's gonna be another hour, and 5-hour stream is pushing it.
I should like to hear from you specifically about the events at the pawnbrokery on the day in question, Inspector. Come to my chambers during the recess.
Yes, sir, my lord.
Very well. Court is adjourned until 1:40 p.m.
If there's any place to stop for tonight, it is here, though. Yeah, I think I am gonna stop.
Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Like, because even once we finish the trial, there's gonna be like, this is the first game of the 2 games, so there's gonna be like post-game epilogue stuff and maybe some credits to go through. I think we may have enough going on here to do like a shorter stream tomorrow. So I'm going to save before trial part 3, and then I am going to exit the game.
Court will be adjourned and court will return tomorrow.
Thank you for coming out, Casey. I think you're the only one still here right now, currently. And thank you to everyone else who came out and saw the stream. Or, you know, popped in for a bit if they were busy. Probably a good place to stop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. As much as I'd like to finish the game tonight, it is like almost 11:30 here, and I am at my parents' house. So like I have family asleep right above me. So I really don't want to, especially here with my family, I really would rather not have the stream go till like after midnight, and I'm pretty sure it would if I did this last section tonight. So tomorrow, the dramatic conclusion of Great Ace Attorney Adventures. I hope you can make it, Casey. Arrivederci.